You ready?
Street Fighter 6.
If I go too far, please forgive me.
My name is Seth. Bow down before my cycle. It's time for trial. Show me everything. Download.
This will do.
I'll settle this. It's the end! Let's go! The finale! You can't escape!
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of Sets here on a Monday night, the place to be on twitch.tv/Capcom Fighters. And again, we're going to be pitting two great players, some great people in the ring in a first 10 exhibition, as well as have those lovely interviews, the banter, the chat, the very controversial topics on both sides of the exhibition. Once again, I'm going to be your host tonight, Jammerz, and alongside me, there's only one of my minions today. The other one thought he could skip work, and that's what he's done successfully. But anyway, it is going to be good old Veggey. He is with me tonight. There he is, live and kicking,
You're a funny
smiling.
guy.
Why am I a funny guy? Why am I a funny guy?
Because you make funny jokes. People who make funny jokes, they're funny guys. And Jammerz, I just have to ask you a question, because I just need to drop some lingo. Have you had your tea today?
Yes, I have, actually.
Yeah.
Yes, I have.
And let me explain to the guys in chat who probably don't know what this is. This is Croydon lingo, right? North London lingo. And if I ask Jammerz...
Oh, please stop.
No, not North, sorry.
No,
If,
please
never
stop,
mind.
please,
If
no.
I ask
God,
Jammerz
no.
if he's had his tea, that does not mean if he's had a cup of tea. It means if he's had his dinner. So we now know that Jammerz has had his dinner, and I've also had my tea. But I have another question. Have you had your cup of tea, Jammerz?
No, I haven't. Can I ask you a question?
For sure. Everything for you, my
Where
brother.
in Croydon, where's Croydon based? In London.
East London? Well, I mean, West London, of course. Sorry, I'm not that good. You know, I'm not that good with West London.
Anyway, there's a lot of stuff that happened over the past 24 hours as well as the past week. I'm going to let this guy Google where Croydon is in London because he has severely messed up. I'm sorry, you actually really do. But the thing is, what you do need to do is make sure you are paying attention because it's less than probably 12 hours or 24 hours until the new patch is with us. Again, they released the patch notes a day before the patch is coming. So, I mean, there's lots to talk about there. But in regards, before I talk about that, I mean, Veggey, that CPT DLC trailer they dropped, I mean, surely that's some of the best costumes by far that they've released with this new patch, right?
These costumes are looking amazing. I love it when they add suits to characters. There's just something about a character going to a battle with suit. I wish there were more suits. I mean, suits, they're just good content. And I like, yeah, the costumes are looking great. And you know, I like to always just go on Steam Store and buy that Capcom Pro Tour DLC. Not even if there's nothing that's particularly interesting to me or my characters, because I just want to have it be like a collector and support the journey in the Capcom Pro Tour. But I have to say that Akira costume was kind of too sick, to be honest. And I mean, the Seth costume, I don't know what it's based off, but it just looks good. It's just great looks all over.
Yeah, look, I think all three of these costumes were fantastic for the characters. Obviously, I've been dabbling with the idea of learning Seth, and now they've tempted me to really pick him up because I'm hoping they have a really cool like yellow or maybe a black jacket with that Seth. But then Bison, that's already looking slick anyway. Akira, loving the design as well. So yeah, this should be out. I can't remember if this was today or tomorrow. I could be wrong when this comes out. I could be like completely off the mark when the date comes out. But when this does drop, if you want to pick it up to support the CPT, once again, you can do so. I mean, I think I've only missed one CPT DLC pack. Other than that, I've got the rest of them. But for anyone that is collecting all the CPT DLC costumes and the colors, because those EX colors they're going to be adding here are looking fantastic as well. So yeah, be sure to keep an eye out for that as well. Looking fantastic. But yes, I believe.
And the stage though, the stage is like an homage. I like that. Capcom homage. Is that the right word, Jammerz? Homage?
Yeah, pay homage. Oh, you're saying homage. Yeah.
Homage.
The thing is, for me, I thought they were following a trend until they stopped, because it was like, no, if you think about it, the Ring of Destiny, Power, Pride, Galaxy. I'm like, look, you could have called it the Ring of Faith or something. Said, no,
or the Ring of Homage.
Maybe Ring of Nostalgia. If they called it Ring of Nostalgia, that probably would have hit home. That I'm giving you free consultancy on your own channel and no one's paying me. Anyway, but it's again, the Ring of Arcade looks pretty interesting, and I like that. Again, they're paying homage to something that was very old in one of the old games with Alex's Super when they plant you in the ground there, and then the graphics pop up. But yeah, I mean, there's tons of interesting stuff coming, and there's probably plenty more content ideas to come. But yes, I mean, the definitive update notes have been released. We can only theorize until the patch is actually with us, like I said, within less than 12 hours or so. But I've got to ask you first, your character had about like less than 6 changes, so I don't know, you look a bit disheartened there.
No, it's like what I wanted for Birdie was crouch like kick, 4-frame startup, +5 on hit, and crouch beating punch or crouch fierce, either one to be just more consistent with close jumps, and that would be something that I would really have enjoyed. The forward heavy punch buff looks like it could be big because you can use it from further out if I read the hitbox buff correctly. Crouch beating punch thing is just nice because I already use it and it is actually punishable. People are just not punishing it, so that's just a good thing for me. And knockdown on the air hit is kind of probably to compensate for the crouch beating punch nerf that we've been complaining so much about. So it'll be interesting to see how that pans out. And the charge standing fierce, I don't really know if that will change anything since you don't react to the you don't twitch on a startup on Birdie's stand fierce, you just react to the whiff. So unless it like increases the range as well, I don't think that would change much for his button usage. But we'll see. EX Revenger now 0 after dash, still not having Oki, so it doesn't change much. It still had Oki in the corner, so I think the biggest that I'm looking forward to testing is forward heavy punch. That might be huge, and that might be really big. And the jump heavy punch thing is also very interesting for me because it depends on how the knockdown is. You get a big reward for air-to-airing someone trying to jump out the corner or something like that. So at first I was disheartened, but then I realized a lot of characters were nerfed. My character was only buffed, so he might actually turn out really good. We'll see. Yeah. What about you, Jammerz, and your poison?
I mean, well, you're talking about a lot of characters were nerfed. I think, again, some were normalized, some were adjusted in ways that some people won't agree with. I do like what they've done to Rashid. If you wanted my 100% Jammerz opinion, I am glad EX Headbutt with Urien is no longer fully invincible, but I think that might have been the not even the nail, that might have been the 100 needles in the coffin that didn't really need to be put to bed. But yeah, regarding poison, I think she's still fine. But obviously, Veggey, you did mention something earlier that said, hold on, people might have misunderstood what they've said about 2 things on that patch notes. But I think for more or less, I was surprised that Capcom didn't change V-Shift, because I know for the past year we've been asking players, we've been talking about it, and we're like, hold on, shouldn't the V-Break give the V-Bar back? And then like, no, Capcom have just said we're going to let V-Shift rock. Unless something substantial happens or something comes out that changes the meta in terms of V-Shift tech, it's going to stay the same. So pretty much what I was practicing before, I can continue doing it, because with these patches these days, I'm not so worried about what's taken away or what's like new. I'm like, can I still continue doing something? Obviously, you're going to have to change the way you play here and there. Everyone has to do that. You have to kind of readjust and realign your gameplay to the current version of that game and said character. But also, what I'm like, please don't make me have to change this particular thing, or maybe it was too late since I found it. But, you know, to each their own. I mean, like I said, the patch notes are up and out. You have to go on Street Fighter, the official Twitter account, not Capcom Fighters, the Street Fighter official Twitter account, and you can find out what's happened to your character and what they've done with the universal changes for your character as well. But we thought all hell's gonna break loose. I don't think it's gonna be that bad. I could be wrong. That might be a very bad take. That might be a very incredibly poor take from me. But just judging by what I've read so far and what we've seen in that trailer, I'm like, oh, maybe it's not as going to be as, volatile and more explosive than it was. Some characters are going to be incredibly flashy. They're going to be way better than they were before, i.e. Rose. But we will see. We will see. Someone said, will they show the patch? No, the patch comes out tomorrow, so just wait. We got a surprise for you coming this week, though. But the patch is coming out tomorrow, so you'll be able to get your hands on it. First time experience for that. But yeah, I mean, to each their own, because the patch is going to be coming out. We're still waiting for this season's CPT to be announced, and then I think it's kind of clear that Luke might still be the best character in the game. Cammy's still up there, like you said before. I mean, what about Karen? Do you think Karen's still going to be up there, Veggey?
I think there was more like quality of punishment life changes to a lot of these characters. Like Karin, you could whiff punish her already, but it was like you had to be really tight and you would let some whiffs fly. So I think the whiff punish ability for Karin is bigger than other whiff punish nerfs I've seen, because stand heavy kick you could whiff punish, but you had to be really tight in the spacing and everything. Yeah. And stand medium punch kind of rough to deal with. And I think even the crash medium kick got nerfed again. Yes. So, but other than that, she's the same character. She just has to be more worried about whiff. So if you're playing someone like Punk or Venom, I don't think you really notice these changes that much, to be honest, as they're not really into like throwing whiff punishable range. If they buffer with stab medium punch, it's often not in the range for a whiff punish, right? Yeah. So, and if they do it close, it's on block or hit, which they attempt to do, but it will be easier to get the punishes when you need them, but the character is still the same. And I think the same goes for Cammy. I don't know, man. I'm looking at that stand fierce change, and I'm like,
that's big though. I'm like, thank you, because I can only speak of the European region. Certain Cammy players, I can't mention any names. You were pressing that button a bit too hard. So if I catch you, that's it. That's all I'm gonna say. If I catch you, because listen, you can't tell me, you can't tell me that was not a windy haymaker. You cannot tell me that was a windy haymaker for a 6-frame button, and that was getting so much mileage.
It's an incredible button, and I think the changes are good to it. Some characters could already deal with it; they won't notice it as much. But I just think, now you can't complain about that being used as a buffer. It's very, like, you went from 20 to 24 frames in total frames or something like that. The hurtbox recovery will be way easier to catch it. I think her neutral is of course weaker, but in the hands of a master, like, and I'm not meaning master rank, but like a master Cammy.
Yeah. I get what
you won't notice it as much. It's more. I think you made a good point that it's going to make a lot of players having to work more on their spacing skills if they were already. That was a great point. So it makes players who aren't up there yet, they need to work harder to get up there again, while players who were up there won't notice it as much.
I've seen it for
like it's your words, though.
I've seen this for like the last 3 or 4 seasons. I'm just like, hang on. It's like, right, this has got more recovery. This has got an extended hurt box on block or something. It's like, right, you just gotta be a little bit better, a little bit more meticulous with your spacing, and like be a bit more accurate. You can't just like throw it out and just hope for the best. We've gone past those days. I hate to break it to you, but we've gone past those days. Some characters have still kind of got it, but for the most part, listen, I'm going to be completely honest with you, but for the most part, we've gone past those days. So, like Veggey said, if you go up against a world-class player, a talented player, and it's like, okay, cool. It's like, right, this button did get nerfed, but this guy's not making me realize where the nerf or the adjustment was. Do you know what I mean? So, but quickly make a point before we have to move on.
Yeah, sorry. So I think in general, a lot of good changes were made to just slightly power down the top, and I think that the power-ups in general for the not top, some were a bit better than others, but in general, I think the characters are pretty much the same, except for these already very, very strong characters being a little bit weaker. Character like Urien is now significantly touched, but I think he was now going from like an extreme S tier to still an A tier character. He's still good. It's just there's less room for error, which is the case in a lot of these patches. Less room for error, but your character can still do what your character did last season, this season, but it's on you to make that work more than it was before.
Of course.
Which is good. Yeah.
So we got to move on because me and him could just talk about these patch notes and theorize, do theory fighting all day. But what we do have to let you guys know is, firstly, I should have mentioned this to start. What we are going to do is Richard roll the runner show so that people do know. So we have basically done the general talk now, but there will be a first to 10 happening in about, I'd say, 25 minutes to half an hour, because we do have to take a break before that. So if you don't want to sit around for our player interview phase, it's going to be happening momentarily. You can leave the stream now and come back in about 25-30 minutes. But we are moving on to the second part of the show, which is the pre-match interview, the first of 2 guest chats on the show. And at 2 p.m. PST, 10 p.m. GMT, it will be the first to 10. So like we said, I know people tell on this channel, like, where are the games? I'm like, you can wait. You can come back in half an hour, and then you can see all the games you want. You can play about whatever character you want, and then you can ask me that other silly question, which I'm probably going to get it for about 1,500 people. If I got £1 for everyone that's going to ask that silly question, that's open to interpretation, I'd be a very rich man indeed. But speaking of the players, Richard, roll that fight card so the people know who are on the show. Courtesy of Veggey once again making the suggestion, he reached out to Just Pokey, a very talented Falc player. He has come on the show. He's going to talk about his character as well as his ability as a player as well. It's going to be interesting. We speak to this guy in the green room earlier, and he's got some interesting opinions, so I can't wait to hear him further elaborate on that. And his opponent, I have seen this name crop up online or on streams a fair bit, and it seems that he's been highly revered by a number of people, but he highly respects a lot of the UK Cody players. It is going to be Just Pokey going up against Cody Mayer. So, Veggey, quickly, before we get these guys in the Discord call to talk to them, how you feel about this matchup today, Falc versus Cody?
Falc versus Cody, I mean, I'm not a Cody or Falc player, so please don't go all, what are you saying? My character can't do this! Then I apologize in advance. I think, to me, it looks like they can deal with each other well. Cody has the damage, he has the burst, he has the mobility.
So does Falc, though. Falc has damage.
Yeah, exactly. So they have these things, both they have in common. I think they will slug a bit at each other, throw some stuff at each other, some psycho shots, some knives maybe, or rocks, depending on what mood there's a Cody player is in. But the matchup, I wanted Just Pokey to come on, because I think when you go, you got 9th CEO, he beat some big names, he did well, started a wave, and people just expect it to be a one-time thing, and then he goes right back and gets 2nd place to Punk. So it's kind of like getting 1st place when you think about it. If Punk wasn't there, he would be the winner, and Punk is like the next echelon. So he definitely deserves more spotlight. And when he then suggested players, I think it's cool to check out the players that he reveres and kind of let him bring his players up. I don't know Cody Mayer that much, but I'm sure he's a very strong player, and I'm just excited to see this set, as I'm not as familiar with their region as I would be maybe East Coast region, West Coast region, or our region. Yeah. Yeah, I love you, man. I love it. Yes.
Oh, man. But anyway, yes, we are going to continue the discussions further with our lovely guest. So, Richard, if you can just alert these guys, Cody Mayer and Just Pokey. So, if these guys just unmute their mics now so we can have a general chat with them, because it's going to be very interesting, because we're having some interesting talks while waiting for the stream to go live. But now we are going to get these guys in and have a lovely chat with them. So, have I got Just Pokey and Cody Mayer? Can you guys hear me loud and clear?
I am here.
Yeah, I got you.
Right. Perfect. Okay, gentlemen. First of all, thank you so much for coming on this show. I'm sure you guys have seen 1 or 2 episodes before, but yes, in this stage of the stream, we're going to sit here and have a mano-to-mano, a lovely chat with you guys and get your opinions on Street Fighter 5 or just fighting games as a whole. But yes, I'm going to be playing devil's advocate, and I'm just going to ask this question because Veggey's been dying to ask it, but I'm going to be the first one to ask it. I know you have. Don't worry, we've talked about this before.
What?
This is directed at Just Pokey. I used to play Falc, but I put it down because my favorite character came into the game. And something around social media, I can't remember if it was a month or 2 months ago now. It was a little while ago. You blink and it happened. But I need to ask you. I need to hear it from a Falc aficionado. Does Falc carry players?
Oh, we're getting right into the loaded questions, huh?
Getting right into it. Does Falc carry players? I didn't think so, but you need to tell me.
The thing that I would say Falk does is she lets a newer player like myself learn some fundamentals while not worrying so much about, heavy execution. Like, I learned a lot about fighting games by playing Falk, and, like, I know how to do a DP, but, like, learning the specific timings of when to do everything. Falk has been a great character for me, so I've been playing for a little over a year, and I'm going to stick with her even now. So yeah, that's kind of... Does she carry? Kind of, to a certain extent, but like once you're past a certain level, I don't think... I think a new player could pick up Falk and probably like get farther faster than somebody who picks up, say, Ken or whatever. But like, I think that's gonna cap out eventually. I don't think it carries you to second place at Frosty Faustings, if that's what you're asking.
That was a good answer. But Pokey, can I ask you just a follow-up on that? Have you been playing for only a year?
So I've been a casual fighting game fan for like 6 or 7 years, like watching tournaments and playing the games occasionally. But it was really season 5 of Street Fighter V that got me like really invested.
Wow.
So like I knew, it's not like I picked up a controller for the first time, but I mean, basically, I was starting from very little. Yeah.
That is an intense growth, Jammerz. I mean, I think that 2 years, that's crazy. Like, in a good way. Big props to that, because you caught a lot of people's eyes, which is why we're on the show now. When you did your... Because you were like... You said yourself you were like stuck in Diamond for a while, and then suddenly you were just up there in Grandmaster taking names.
So I stopped playing the game after like it had been out for like a month. So when I picked the game back up, I was in Super Gold, which was where I was actually stuck. It's not a. I think I was legitimately stuck in Super Gold when I dropped the game.
Hey, listen, you know what? Gold League is actually probably the hardest league to get out of. Like, no joke. Don't listen to any platinum player. Don't listen to any of the diamonds and above. I have heard and I've witnessed it when I was ranking up a little bit. I'm like, yo, gold rank, that is the place you do not want to be in. But please, Pokey, continue.
It was really discovering Street Fighter YouTube and Twitch that got me thinking about the game at a deeper level. Like it's no secret. It was Brian F's YouTube channel that came into my suggested feed. I watched a few of his videos and some things started clicking into place that I hadn't really thought of before. You know what I mean? And yeah, that was the last year, was all those pieces clicking into place, and here I am.
So you've had this insane growth within 365 days, and you said, look, the character, you could probably be a little bit more successful than someone as opposed to Ken because of how she works mechanically. I mean, you're kind of putting very interesting pieces of a jigsaw together that actually could work for a number of players. Maybe not the Falk part, because Falk doesn't like suit everybody's taste. But do you think learning by proxy and watching little lighthearted content videos or analytical videos from, say, Brian F would go, you know what, if I want to be more serious, maybe kind of take that route where I got to just study the game a bit more? Because at the end of the day, you got to actively play. Experience is the best teacher. You got to actively play. But it seems you learned a lot more through just watching people through videos and streams. Would you say that's something more people should do?
I think so. I mean, I am subscribed to a character specialist on Twitch for just about every character. I tune in to watch Veggey play Birdie. That's my Birdie guy. Because I'm not very good at, like, I don't sit around and like read frame data or anything. I just kind of intuit it by watching the character and like when other people press buttons, and it just becomes second nature just by, absorbing it. You know what I mean?
Okay. I like that. Honestly,
you know what's really good about that, in my opinion, is that I think when you watch other people play, or characters, players, whatever, things just get stored in the subconscious,
because
and it's kind of like brought up. It's just brought up to you.
Yeah.
So you have, maybe you don't have the muscle memory at first, but it's just brought up to you when you're playing without even you thinking about it, like focusing yourself. It's just, oh, this can happen because you've seen that happen. I feel like that's a good thing to use to just improve overall, because I do believe that subconscious thing is important, because you can't think of everything at all times.
Yeah,
exactly.
Do you know what? That's fantastic. But yeah, we gotta move on to Cody Mayer now. Yes. I have to find out, are you that much of a fanboy of Cody that you had to call yourself Cody Mayer, or is there some lore behind it? Talk to me about your name, Cody Mayer.
there's no lore. it's no lore. I definitely just so my name's Rich, but I definitely was out there before, like trying to find a handle because everyone has these like cool handles. You got like Item, you got people like Moikus, you got Hoji out there, you got Soundboy, and you just got Rich. It just didn't like really sound spicy enough. And this name, this Cody Mayer name, is not even great either. But I said, why the hell not? Cody's the mayor now as of this continuity of Street Fighter, so he's a cool character. Put two and two together and call it a day. Nothing too crazy.
Fair, no, because the only reason I ask is like legit, right? You will go to a tournament. Let's say you go to Evo, right, and you will see Blanca Spaghetti 219. What are you gonna think? You're gonna assume the guy plays Blanca,
I'm gonna assume that he has brain damage.
Well, let's not go that far. Anyway, you're gonna assume, right? He must be a Blanca player, and then he just picks Abigail, and it's like, well, okay, here we go.
Well,
you're one of those people. Like,
to be fair, right? Blancas are not like high IQ, but they do try. Wow. Let me stop here. Let me stop the trash talk here.
No, you can do what you want.
Listen,
I didn't say anything. I'm just like,
listen, because they're not in the room with us. We don't have to worry about their feelings.
I just wanted to know where Cody Mayer came from.
Well, I'm also a boomer too. I'm in my mid-30s, right? I grew up playing Final Fight in the arcades and for Super NES. And Cody was like my favorite character in that game, and then I played him in Alpha 3 and Street Fighter 4, and every game that he's been in. I've been a huge fan of the character. His just cool story and everything too. He's not as boring as Ryu.
Fair.
Cody's out there, right?
Fair.
Hear me out, right? Listen, Cody's out there, right? He fought for the girl. He saved Metro City, right? But then you see Ryu, he's like, I gotta get stronger. Let me tighten my headband, And for a fact, right, that every Ryu main, right, is like, they go to like a mall karate class because, they gotta find the heart of the battle. And they're out there, right, doing that roundhouse kicks, when they definitely should not be. And it's the most embarrassing thing to do. So, as a Cody person, right, we just go there, we trying to have fun. We trying to punch dudes in the face and be like, yo, what's up? You got zonked? That's your problem.
Damn, that was literally such a boomer answer. You got zonked? That's your problem. Wow.
Yeah, if you're broke, that's your problem. I'm not. I got money.
Okay.
I'm sorry. I'm really starting to like this guy, by the way, Jammerz. This is great.
This is fantastic.
Would you be doing a rebrand if Cody doesn't make the cut, say 4 years from now?
What
does Cody Mayer mean to a new player?
I'm not gonna keep this handle, but I'd probably be like, I don't know, like I'd probably be like just Pokey Mayer or like just beat Pokey in the first 10. I could do that, right?
This is gonna be your whole legacy, huh? Just taking me out.
No.
You don't want this to be a poorly aged statement. You have to win the first to 10 now. You do understand that, right? You can't say just beat Pokey.
I got the hidden tech actually. Here's how you beat Pokey. It's super easy, and I'll tell you right now, right? Let me hear. Okay, here it is.
I'll take my headset off.
You ready? You turn on the Wi-Fi and you call it a day. That's what you gotta do.
Wow. This guy is coming with all sorts of smoke. He's come with the 3
I don't even think we have to play the set.
We don't have to.
No, we don't.
He got it. He's got it.
We might not have
he's definitely up in the lead with the smack talk. I think maybe that's some of the best.
But here's the thing, right? Because listen, trash talking, like the topic got brought up again on social media, and it seems that people do not understand there's a clear distinction between insulting someone and trash talking. Like, if you want a lesson in trash talking, Cody Mayer is doing it right now. Like,
no, I think like in all honesty, right? Craig's a nice guy. He he's a really nice guy. We met like online playing and he's like, hey man, he was like, he asked for help, in sets and everything like about a year ago when he was like diamond, and he was like always like, willing to play, he'll play anybody. He don't care if you're like a bronze or a warlord, he's generally like a nice guy. So yeah. So he asked me to come on here. I said, sure, why the hell not? I got nothing going on today.
Cool.
I'll come hang, play some games. Also, it's a good way too. This is the last event, air quotes around event before the patch drops, and that's huge right now. So
yeah, all right. Do you know what? Since you brought it up, so the patch notes are released. We were talking about amongst ourselves, myself and Veggey earlier. Have you guys had a chance to read your respective characters' updates, or have you not looked at them yet? Since you mentioned it, Pokey, how do you feel about Falk's changes? Obviously, in the trailer, it was clearly obvious she's going to get an EX
Falk
shot.
is looking pretty good this season. I might be carried as of tomorrow. We'll see. That EX shot looks. I don't know the application for it yet, but I'm very excited to experiment with it.
It just works.
It's just gonna work, yeah. My V-Trigger 2 vacuuming in from farther away, that's huge. That's gonna make me way more confident in my confirms and everything. So yeah, I'm excited and also scared, but we'll see. Who knows how the meta shifts around. Like, my character's getting better, which sounds great in a vacuum, but who knows how all the moving pieces will end up interacting with each other. So we'll see.
That's a legit point. Cody Mayer, what about you? I mean, Cody has been creeping around the back every single time. He's been skipping out on his duties, managing other people, and he's just been secretly slipping someone a $20 bill to get buffs every season, and lo and behold, he's got more buffs this season. So, or this next patch, I should say. How you feel about them?
I mean, I feel pretty good about these Cody buffs and everything. I mean, the character has always been strong. He's been strong for a while now, and I would never downplay a character. Like, Cody is extremely strong, right? You know, I think, and these buffs, right, to his medium punch and his buffs to his crush counter heavy kick are going to be super important. And also, the buffs to his crouch fierce with pipe and knife equipped is going to be really impactful to high level play. So I'm looking forward to, like, beating the people, off and offline, so come and take some points. I mean, it's definitely going to be really, really fun to try stuff out. Also, the fact that he can toss pipe away now is going to be huge, so he's not stuck with it anymore. So, because, I mean, we have pipe equipped, it's actually kind of hard to actually deal with the neutral sometimes, because, it's such a long-reaching normal, but you can't throw fireballs, you can't, like, anti-air, proficiently. But yeah, it's going to be really good to toss it away and, at will. Well, it's got to be out first, but I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be a really, really good farewell season to this game, and it's nice that, it's nice to have it done like this. And I'm happy. I mean, I feel good about this whole patch cycle.
Okay.
I mean, Dawson could go burn somewhere and Cammy could go, like, kick rocks. But, other than that, though, everyone's pretty good. Delete Dawson.
Wow.
Yo, why this? I just like this guy more and more for every second that passes.
I feel, Veggey, you've done your due diligence by having the entire world, every guest we've had on here, in some way, shape, or form, in some capacity, they have just said, you know what, get rid of this character. And I just feel it was you and Phenom at the head of that crusade, and it's worked. It's definitely worked.
I think the stigma of being an anti-Dawson dude was definitely removed from us. People were a bit afraid because,
from you,
before,
not me. No,
yeah, no, I mean me and Phenom, yeah, because people before I felt like they were afraid to complain about Dawson because there would always be this defensive force that would be like, yeah, but it's very hard. This technical, this, that. It's not everyone can't do it. Not everyone
technical.
Can do it.
Stop right there.
Whoa!
Stop right there. Dawson
Okay.
is not technical. He is not technical. You can throw out stand medium kick all day and go to, like, grand finals. I do not believe in that character whatsoever. He is literally walking, he's a disease. He's a CFN disease, Dawson. I said it. I will die in that mountain.
Wow.
Delete Dawson.
You asked me for a list of players, and I brought the fire, did I not?
Yes,
well,
you did, Pokey.
you came.
Pokey, don't say fire. Don't say fire. You're a dad.
I'm allowed to say. Hey, okay, all right. I brought. Give me
Don't do
a.
that. Don't do that.
I love it,
Okay.
Jammerz. They're just like me, both of them. It's like you have 3 Veggies right now. How does that feel?
It's difficult to manage the 3 at the same time, if I have to be completely honest with you. But
Okay, can I do a redo? Okay,
no, it's
I
fine,
think
it's fine, it's
I
fine.
brought the swell in. I brought the swell partners. Which
Swell.
is swell guy. Yeah, swell
my
is
God.
is what I've got to say as a 30-something dad, I guess.
right.
But I want to expand on the character thing. Now that both of you only received changes that are positive for your character, is there anything that you expected to be nerfed and maybe even think should be nerfed that wasn't, or did you not have these thoughts about your own character? I mean, we could go with Cody first. Let's go.
I thought they were going to actually, like, nerf EX Fireball because of its properties. And also, I thought they were going to do something to Cody's stand medium kick because that button's insane. But they didn't. So that's your mistake, Capcom, not mine. So that's your mistake.
Okay.
good
Pokey,
stuff.
what about you?
I mostly thought that if anything, she would just lose a little bit of damage and stun, just because Falk actually does a ton of damage for a quote-unquote zoning character. But no, I think it's mostly, I think she's mostly fair the way she is now. I would have been fine if it just said Falk, no further changes, and I'd have been like, all right, cool. But buffs, I take those.
Okay,
yes.
fair. Right, so I'm going to have to slip in one quick question before we head to the break and get you guys sorted for the first to 10. Obviously, the patch is out in a couple of hours' time, but I got to get your opinions on this. Cody Mayer, who do you think is the best character in the game right now? This is not. This is ignoring the patch that's coming tomorrow. Who do you think is the best character in the game right now?
Luke.
Just Pokey, what
Luke.
about you?
Cammy.
Oh, okay. So, all right, that's it. I think for the last,
Good answers, though.
yeah, no, for the last 6 weeks, we've had those two. We've had those two. And judging by what they did with Luke in the, at least in the patch notes that said, it looks like he might remain top 1. Who knows? We will see. But what we do have to do is we are going to take a short break. When we come back, I'm going to get Just Pokey and Cody Mayer in the lobby, and we're going to get this first to 10 sorted. So don't go nowhere. We'll be back with you shortly.
Elite toss him.
I do.
Did I go too far? Please forgive me.
My name is Seth. Bow down for my cycle. It's time for trap. Show me everything. Download.
This will do.
Away with ultimate cycle Russia. See what I'm really made of. I'll settle this. It's the end. Let's go. The finale. You can't escape.
PlayStation.
All right, you ready?
Street Fighter 6.
All right, everybody, and welcome back to tonight's episode of Sets featuring Just Pokey and Cody Mayer. It is going to be, of course, Falk going up against Cody. I did tell these gentlemen that it is not character locked, but Just Pokey said, you know what? Gentleman's agreement. Is it going to be Falk versus Cody? And Cody Mayer, he said, yeah, that's what we're going to do out here for the first to 10 indeed. So,
I mean, he does have a Mayer in Cody.
And you and your dad jokes again. There we go.
I am a dad, so yeah.
Well, yeah, you gotta keep doing it.
Anyway, Jammerz, have you seen? I mean, you have two of the best of these characters in your region, like in your close region. How much have you seen of this matchup, and how do you expect it to go? Like, is it an even matchup, or is it a one-sided matchup in your opinion?
So me and Pax used to actually play this a little bit, but this was way back in like season 3 and season 4. I don't think 4 Phils has faced Soundboy in the past like year and a half as much as you'd like them to. This matchup overall though, the damage output is pretty similar. I'd say it's easier to get for Cody because his EX move, EX Zonk, does go pretty far. I think the main concern is depending on what V skill, and he's picked Crime Slate, depending on what V skill Cody Mayer picks, and I want to see Just Pokey's aerial approach. He's gone with V skill 1 Psycho Chomp, so that's the V skill that reflects projectiles and can help with V trigger 1 pressure because it keeps like getting to the shot like +3 or +4 or something. But I'm very surprised he didn't pick V skill 2. So I want to see how this unfolds. I think the only thing Cody Mayer said he might do is probably swap V triggers over time. But we'll see how these two adjust each other because they have played numerous times in the past. But this is the first to 10 where me and Veggey are witnessing it. So let's see how this unfolds.
Yeah, really interesting. And we see already Cody Mayer is like pushing his options a bit, making Pokey afraid early. And there again with the jump in.
Big damage put in the corner here, and Cody's corner game is terrifying. That's going to be punished. Yeah.
I love that V reversal, and again with the shimmy, but he doesn't really believe in it. It works out for him as he gets to throw after it, but that was twice with the shimmy. Second time, it seems like he didn't really believe that it would hit, so he wasn't ready to convert, already committed to the medium kick.
Yeah, okay, gets punished there. That was a weak punish on the Crime Sway follow-up there. But the thing is, we said this before, Cody is one of the heaviest hitters, at least in this version of the game. I don't know if that will remain the same. It might do in the upcoming patch for tomorrow, but he takes to the corner much easier now with the level 2 Zonk, the level 2 EX Zonk. And when you're in there, again, like we said, terrifying corner game.
Oh.
Back
You can really see he's very aggressive, Cody Mayer, and I think it's making Pokey a little bit uneasy maybe on defense, and that's kind of his way to overwhelm him. We'll see how it evolves, if Pokey manages to stop him more as it progresses.
Alright, no gonna get V-Trigger, I'm not gonna get V-Trigger 1 just yet here, Just Pokey, but we're waiting to activate V-Trigger 1.
Nice!
Here comes the knife, and if we put in the corner, he's got to deal with crouch and medium punch, it's gonna be +4 on block.
He goes for the greedy shimmy though. Just Pokey not ready.
Oh, you're stunned, you're stunned.
Counter it. Yeah, yeah.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Nice.
That was a good DP.
Well timed. That's it. This is the big concern. So that's going to be the round. That's going to be 1-0 to Cody Mayer there. So this is going to be the big concern. It's when you are using a zoner, at some point, again, because I think outside of maybe Manat's medium punch, Dalsim's the only one that's really just poking away with mediums. Everybody else is using their heavies. And at one point, you're going to have to stop and go, I don't know when he's going to do the example. That's what's going to be a big concern for Just Pokey. Like, I want to throw out forward fierce, but I don't know when EX Zonk is coming.
Yeah.
I want to press this button, but I don't know when it's coming. So,
yeah, and as you said earlier with the reward that Cody has, even though he's kind of going ham with some specials and V-skills, it's that if he gets that knockdown, he can really get the start. So even though Pokey is consistently punishing it, the punishes aren't that big to deter Cody Mayer from going forward, I feel, at this point.
We'll see. Oh, nice pickup
nice
there
conversion,
from the Tornado Suit into EX Zonk. Gets that grab again. He's going to have to wait it out. I think over time, maybe Just Pokey's going to have to change triggers.
Maybe, and right now though, that EX Zonk is extremely potent. No V-reversals to get out. He's going to have a lot of pressure coming in now, Jammerz.
Get the pick up. Yeah, get the pick up. Take all the way to the corner. Gonna get some Oki from here. Good break there from Cody Mayer.
Oh, he tried that knife. That was such a nice throw. Almost had him there. Okay, let's see.
Oh, he didn't press it. That was his turn.
Maybe he was trying to get the shimmy. Cody Mayer delaying the button. Interesting.
Yeah, he's got to watch out for that. That's got 3 hits of durability for projectiles, but it's a 2-hitting move. And he's anti-airing. Yeah,
and Cody showed he's just so quick. Anything he will do, like a fireball, a jab, he doesn't really matter. He's in a good spot right now.
I like this
But
situation.
Pokey's catching up, yeah. Right now, though, Pokey's catching up.
I think he's going to jump one more. No, he didn't even need to. I thought he was going to jump one more time after that. But slowly but surely, he made that comeback and took that round because that was clear as day. That was Cody Mayer's round. But Death by 1,000 Cuts was able to do it. That could have been punished.
Yeah, that definitely looks like the one that's more minus. Pokey not really ready, but he did collect himself really well. Beautiful with punish on the whiffed heavy kick, and I just love that conversion. Gets the corner carry and the damage.
There we go. Backs off, gonna activate from the knife again. And he's gonna go for the hammer kick into the follow-up from the crime sway, and another throw there that Pokey will accept. Wait for that zone. There it is. There it is.
Exactly, so he's waiting for it. Kind of doesn't really want to use the V-trigger, I guess. He just wants to keep him out. But that was another lovely whiff punish from Just Pokey, using that stand fierce to all his potential. Great zoning so far.
Oh, that could have been the game if he done jump medium punch there. I don't see him using jump medium punch a lot when I've watched him play foul. I think it's a very good button in terms of neutral jumping with. Very similar to Chun-Li's jump hard kick.
Pokey has to be a little bit worried about the EX sound potentially coming in. There's no whiff punish attempt, but too far, so the first hit does not connect. It just stays on him.
Oh, no cancel.
Nice. Yeah, that was just a good reset for the punish too.
He's just going to wait it out. If Cody Mayer jumps again, that's dead. That's a 4-frame super, and he can wait.
And the chip, he might be able to chip him out really soon right now.
Yeah, he's gonna chip him out.
You need something. I think the moment he used the V reversal, Just Pokey kind of had that game. There would be a big slip up on Just Pokey's side to lose that game after that V reversal was used to just get some offense from Cody Mayer. So I think that decision really called that round, as he had no answer to this chip and then the super finisher.
Yeah. I think one big takeaway I've seen in this game, at least for Just Pokey, is when he has jumped, we have seen Cody Mayer try to either air-to-air or use that powerful standing hard punch anti-air. I think that's probably one of the reasons why he's picked V-Trigger 1 as well. He's trying to get Cody Mayer to condition him to stop anti-airing and allow that jump in from Falcon.
And the reward you saw on that jump in earlier, and I like this V reversal as well, just keeping in the corner. Nice. The dive kick. Okay, let's go.
That's a pain to deal with, man, and it's going to be worse. It's going to be worse in that new version. With the EX shots, it's going to be a lot worse.
Okay, nice tech from Cody Mayer. Closing in on V-trigger, though.
Backs off
There's
again.
nothing for Just Pokey. He can't be reversal. Anything from Cody Mayer now has got to hold it. It's kind of pressuring for a while, I guess. Let's go.
He can wait. He's got a considerable life lead here. Doesn't have to overextend, but if... There you go.
Beautiful timing. He just picked his right spot. And right now, again, that chip is coming to get you. Maybe Cody Mayer should just bait that meter.
Nah.
Oh,
I think he tried to stand fierce there. If not, he probably tried super, but even super wouldn't have killed. So
yeah,
I can already see what the issues are with this matchup for both characters. So
yeah. He's trying to anti-air still. Just Pokey just comfortable, just throwing out the air shot.
Here we go, just charging. He presses fierce to charge his psycho shot there, but no V reversal from Pokey. Oh no, execution error. That's fine.
Yeah, definitely. It finds the execution non-error. He gets a follow-up now though. Cody Mayer has kind of a free way in. Let's see if he's gonna use it. No reversal ad deck. Let's go. That's one. That's two. Are we gonna have three?
Nah, he'll wait.
Oh, no, we'll get three soon.
Almost got the jump in. I think he thought that was a counter hit confirmed, but he didn't get the sweep there.
Nice. He managed to survive all the zonks, but still with a jump in. Not ready for the V-shift. Not in the range to get the throw punish either, I think.
Deflect. Right, if Pokey can get like a jump fierce and then get a big jump after that. Oh, sorry, a big follow-up after that. Into the CA, never mind.
Don't need it, just need that heavy kick.
Yeah.
I mean that heavy kick, I mean the mid kick ruffian, yeah.
What needs to happen is now, Just Pokey needs to be more cognizant towards, when he's jumping backwards. When he's jumping backwards, Cody's jumping forward, and he's thinking, right, you're going to release the shot. If he just does an empty jump backwards, or jump back and jump medium punch, he might be able to get a sneaky bit of damage there, or from that situation. Crush counter.
Oh, he's been ready twice now to meet that wake up stones. It's been very good for him. Finds the corner again. For the middle with the activations. Nice! Oh, great punish on the V reversal. Nice. And he gets the hit. Okay, it's not level 2, luckily, for Pokey.
I think Pokey's a little bit nervous at the moment. I've seen it through certain V reversal choices and V shift choices. Nice for
Too
your
late
reversal
again with the EX Zonk, yeah. And he's too late with the EX Zonk. That's the real punisher there.
Just get him to jump.
All the
Just get him
knives
to
are
jump.
gone.
Oh, there you go.
Again.
It's almost like
He
heard what I
needs to
said.
make it work. Yeah, he's so afraid of the wake up
Yeah,
super.
yeah.
What's it gonna be? What did he do?
Sway. Oh, did he try and sway
Okay,
that?
yeah.
Handle this.
Maybe? Or was he already committed to something? I mean, he could have backdashed in advance, which would have been big for Pokey, right? The super doesn't reach that long if you preemptively backdash, would it?
Wait, so 4-frame super is pretty
Nice,
quick.
okay,
So, like, the range on it is not fantastic. It's better than Luke's super, like, obviously. But it's the startup that's very key. Now, it's definitely a case where you saw it there when Cody Mayer jumped in and he got the neutral jump again. And it was like, right, okay, this is getting a little bit interesting now. So I sense a little bit of nervousness with Just Pokey at the moment, but he's got the lead. So we'll see.
But
goes.
but both sides seem a bit nervous. I mean, Cody Mayer is like really at times maybe overactive even. I mean, they spoke about their sets earlier where Cody Mayer has dominated really hard, so he might kind of want to do the same thing that he's done in their casual play to him on stream here, and maybe he's getting too antsy. We'll see if he slows down. One big takeaway I have right now though from the set Jammerz is that he's not finding any way to deal with the air shot. Like we haven't seen attempted dash under as he usually, like, things like that. That air shot has been working really well for Pokey at both zoning in and racking up some damage here.
Well, he tried stand fierce first, but that's an indication to say, okay, you're just trying to anti-air like that, so that gets counted.
Yeah.
When Pokey has jumped back and tried to do the jump shot, he's tried to jump forward, as I mentioned before. Dashing under, you got to be like 100% focused on that.
For sure.
If he gets it,
for sure.
but you got to be worried about the dive kick, the down
That's
medium
true.
kick in the air. So
Oh, but I see he's trying to jump in reaction there, but there's no air shot, so he gets punished on landing instead. But that could have been big had Pokey been throwing that air fireball at that moment.
right, pressure being applied. V reversal been done it a little bit too late. A V reversal strategy against Falk is not a bad idea for a lot of characters, to be honest with you. Especially if you've got EX Zonk in your arsenal.
Yeah, and a 2-bar retrigger that's really potent, so you don't really need to worry that much about getting the activation. Strong start now though for Pokey. Really good.
Neutral
no
jump, he
reversal.
could have got a button. He's neutral jumping, he's not pressing the button. And he could have killed. He could have killed.
Yeah, there's definitely, as you say, nerves on both sides here. Cody Mayer is kind of overextended though. Rush downs and he tries to find it again, but Pokey's ready.
Dead.
No way, the third time's the charm though,
Dead.
Jammerz.
Yeah.
He checked the dash twice, and the third surprise dash after that, wake up sand probably caught him a little bit by surprise. Not ready. Gets
Man hit with the pocket sand.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Nice.
He calls himself Cody Mayer. You are a thief in broad daylight. That's what you are. Nice idea.
Ooh, nice. Yeah, I really like that. Oh, he just converts it. I like it. Makes him waste the reverse. Cody Mayer though with the punt. That was sick, Jammerz.
Yeah, clean. All right. There you go.
Works out.
That might work though. If heavy roughing kick is what he's doing and it beats if it anti has regular jumps but goes under and recovers before the jump shot's finished, that's actually not a bad piece of tech.
And in air to air, he's found all the answers to the air fireball so far this round. There's been a real change in pace right now from Cody Mayer, who's been dominant.
Okay.
Since we came back from the character selection, he hasn't even had to use that V trigger that he changed to.
Well,
he's just been so ready.
He did use it in the first round, but sometimes, and probably
that's true.
Probably you can agree with me on this as well, Veggey. Sometimes that V trigger change is key, not only because of what the V trigger provides, it's because even when you don't use it, it's still a failsafe. Because again, the first round he used the V trigger, the second round he didn't. But even if things went south, he still had access, or it was still going to come at some point, right? So having that V trigger change as a failsafe for you as a strategy, I think it can be exceptional in some regards.
Yeah, and I think I want to see if it was just a one-off or if he'll continue to do with the air fireballs as well as he's done in the last game. That's going to be a big change. It just goes for the max chan. Let's go.
Oh, that was a trade. That was a trade. I'm not sure what the frame advantage was, but it looked like Falk was in Falk's favor. Here's a substantial livelihood for Just Pokey. If he can get Cody Mayer to jump again, there you go. There you go.
Oh, but he finds that backdash again. So ready with that. And the stone has to block it. Okay, he don't want to use the Song right now because you know the reversal is there. Kind of wants to save the lead for the activation or something, but there he comes anyway. Tries to find a random hit maybe. Good stuff from Pokey there.
If forward fierce lingered for a couple of frames longer, that EX Zonk knuckle punish would be fantastic. I think he's got to go for the stand fierce with punish.
Yeah.
Something a little bit closer. It's not quite working. Obviously, spending the bar, like you were telling me about Birdie's EX ball head, is a good idea because he's still plus if things don't work out anyway. So.
Yeah. And I mean, but I think the range is not... It has to kind of be tight on the spacing to get the whip punish because the first hit's range is not as great as, for instance, Birdie's EX bullhead. So it looks a bit trickier to
punish.
Oh, that was big, finally.
All right, punish. Oh, okay, that's probably too far there. Maybe her crouch jab might not have worked from that distance. Trying to steal a couple of frames there, but not quite.
Yeah,
Cody Mayer's getting very impatient, and he might not quite.
He will definitely hit. Oh, nice. He missed that knockdown with the rocks. And again, with the, is that gonna hit?
Yeah, because it's 4
yeah,
frames.
because it's 4 frame. Yeah, and he
It's
had
4
probably
frames.
pressed the button as well in the air or something.
Yeah, he was in the midst of pressing jump hard punch the pipe.
Yeah, so there
Dead.
was no escape.
Oh, no, he missed it.
No, he misses it. Oh. Okay, let me see that V-trigger 2 comeback. Let's go, Cody Mayer. Let that smack talk to work.
He would have to die, and the shot's waiting for him.
But I mean, there's no V-reversal here. If you can find his start with... No, wait. That was one.
More?
Let's go.
One more.
Oh, that was 2.
Oh, he missed
no, he
it.
misses the just frame. He's probably too nervous, but there, you have to hold it. And he tries to walk up for the throw and just Pokey with that daring reversal button working out for him.
Do you know how...
That was such a tight spot.
Yo, do you know how Cody Mayer could have won that round? If he held on to super and walked to just cage him in the corner. If Pokey jumped back into the shot, super. If he did the low shot, super. Super was his biggest asset there, and he let it go with the EX on. And sometimes I feel, when you have potent EX moves like that, you think the EX move is the better option sometimes.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie,
Very
that
good
EX
point.
moves are very powerful in this game, but I felt if he held on to super there, he might have been able to get something out of that.
Yeah, and we saw earlier that he did the EX songs, kept it tight. And this is the first time he didn't keep it tight, and just Pokey probably realizing that he had been keeping it tight and was going to go for that gutsy throw now. It was a good decision. It's a guess at the end of the day. He had to make some call at some point.
He's playing that textbook foul. Forward fierce as the poke. Jump shot to mess up the anti-airs and then apply that pressure on the ground. Expert gameplay here right now from Just Pokey.
Okay, he's in that V-trigger. Let's see what's gonna happen. Gets him to the corner. Oh, if he had that, held that jump in, yeah, good
That
punish.
could have been a bigger punish. That could have been a much bigger punish. An entirely different
like
scenario.
Oh yeah, he has that now. Let's see. Gets the throw. What's the next one gonna be? Oh, he had the shimmy again, Jammerz, but didn't believe.
Funny. Lovely with punish there from Just Pokey. I think he's very... You can see the clear distinction in the two playstyles. One's highly aggressive, always wants to get in and stay in, stick to you like white on rice. And Just Pokey, he's taking things as they go along, but wants to do it at a much slower pace. I think what he needs to realize is when he sends Cody Mayer away, he's got to be ready for this guy gonna throw the kitchen sink and get right back in there.
Yeah, the ward is great. That was a great conversion. When Cody Mayer wakes up, I love it. Get off me, says Just Pokey. Oh, nice crush.
Block on the overhead. That was an execution error, but he's going to work with it regardless. And one throw will do it. He could have punished that.
Reversal. Yeah, because he could have swayed, right? Because it was kind of late.
No,
Now
I
there's
mean,
no
Just Pokey could have punished the target combo.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we did anyway.
Oh, yeah, with a V-shift.
Oh, no, just a jab because he didn't finish it.
Oh, yeah, like that.
He only done 3 hits, and that's punishable. That's like minus like 7 or 8 or something. But even if he did finish it and tried to cancel it to pipe, he still had 1 bar to interrupt that frame track. So
That's a very good point. Something to look for in the future for Pokey. Oh, another one of those.
a lot of
dash.
dashes from Cody Mayer.
I like it. He knows that he has that speed and he has the damage to make it reward. Okay, what's it gonna be? He's holding that song for a long time.
Okay,
Big damage.
he wants a guess the game. Yeah, he wants a guess the game scenario. Can he get it? Can activate the trigger. I say it's
Great air to air though. Okay, he's afraid of the wake up something. He puts himself in the corner because he's so afraid of the wake up. EX. Okay, he puts his muffin.
He got hit by that. Why? Why did you get hit by that?
Oh, nice. Makes the universal, but finds a backdash and a whip punish on the down forward heavy kick. Is that right, Jammerz?
Yeah, down forward heavy kick from Falk there. Now, there's a couple of things that he is V-reversaling. He's doing it at a much later time than normal because the V-reversal against Falk's toolset, she's highly susceptible to V-reversals, but there's going to be some characters that don't necessarily want to give up their V-meter in certain scenarios. Now, the thing is, there's sometimes where he's treading a thin line here, Cody Mayer, because he's putting himself into dangerous situations that he doesn't necessarily have to, but I think it's just ingrained in him. It's part of his style, Veggey.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, he said he was a Ken main in Street Fighter 4, so it's most definitely kind of part of his style to be very aggressive, as he picks aggressive characters, and he makes it work when he gets the reward, but sometimes might push too much. Great air-to-air, though. He has those answers, and the punish on the V-shift too. Nice blocking from Pokey.
Almost got hit by the tornado sweep, and he gets the whip punch of the EX zonk, and he might go for another guess for game scenario after this grab.
Oh, and he's worried about the wake-up buttons that we saw earlier and just keeps it tight, and that's why Pokey's out. Nice activation, no follow-up.
I like it. The rock saved him. Yeah, the beanball saved him, and he was going to swing it
catching.
upwards anyway, but damn. You have to be incredibly preemptive to get that to work against Falc's jump shot, but I think in the current mental state Cody Mayer is in right now, I think that's more than fine.
Oh, what a nice dash. Just Pokey's probably delaying that tech or something, gets hit by the frame trap side, meaning kick after all preemptiveness. Let's go.
Good punish again on that hammer kick. That was brilliant. And a delay tech there as well.
But he's seen that many times, Cody Mayer, that he will walk back, stand, fierce buffer, and he's just jumping it so efficiently, so many times.
Wade in preemptiveness for the forward fierce. That was insane. He almost got what he wanted. Almost got it.
He's been baiting a lot of these EX moves. Nice V-reversal, finds the hit. No V-bar. Another one, he's gonna keep it tight. Yeah, he keeps it safe. Let's go. Another jumping Another jumping!
Another jump in pays off there for Cody Mayer, and 2 wins on the bounce. We're building that streak in the first to 10 here between these two. Now, I think the best way for me to describe Cody Mayer's gameplay right now, this is going to sound very awkward for you. It's aggressively smooth.
I like
It's aggressively smooth.
I like it. You joined the dad jokes gang.
That's not even a dad joke, mate. That's just like, look, I'm watching this man play, and it's like, you are highly aggressive, but there's a certain like smoothness to it. It's like, right, you get your frame advantage, you know mathematically where you stand and how your frame advantage works, but then you're stealing certain things here, and when Pokey sends you away, you're dashing right back in. It's making him incredibly uncomfortable. Now, despite the scoreline, I felt Cody Mayer has been in control the vast majority of these matches, despite the scoreline, baby.
Yeah, and I feel like, especially since that little break he took, he's been stopping a lot more.
What did I tell you? What did I tell you?
You told me V2 was better.
I said at some point he's going to have to change triggers. He's going to have to do it. He's going to have to do it. But yeah, continue your point, please.
Yeah, so he was doing a lot of good stuff, except for there was a couple of things he didn't stop and kept getting hit by. But after going to the select screen, he stopped getting hit by a lot of those air approaches and punished them even. And it's changed a lot for him, I think.
Swayed with the forward fierce again, but he's doing it. That's a very risky range there. Like, he's done it twice and he hasn't got what he wanted, but I like the intent, just lacking that execution.
Nice, he's holding that so he gets the follow. Great damage and corner. Doesn't want to use the... Now he can use it.
There's the Angriff.
No reversal here. Yeah.
Alright, the reversal. Nice, yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
Now, if he can just get like maybe a low shot into the clinch, there it is.
The great damage is building up now. Just Pokey, and he has been baiting so much, and just Pokey just knows when the bait is gonna stop.
These guys are panicking. Both panicking. I can see it. Throw.
Oh, that was a big throw, because that was a lot of great damage racked up, and now Cody Mayer with 1 bar in a great position to just close this out. Just Pokey can't be too comfortable. Okay, gets 1 crush.
He's been in this situation before. He didn't have the life lead, and he was slowly able to chip away and get back. Gets grabbed.
Nice. I like it. He must have seen that before, yeah. He must have seen him. That must be something because he was throwing on something. He would be blocking it, either reacting or just doing it straight up as he was blocking that move. Or the reward. Good stuff.
Just Pokey's had more success via the aerial approach than on the ground. I think the ground is uncomfortable because of the resources Cody Mayer has at the time and how flexible he's been with his V-meter for V-reversal. So I think he hasn't really got the control he wants the vast majority of the time.
Yeah, and there we see that walk back standing heavy punch from Pokey. Didn't jump this a bit earlier. Just see it's still there. It's something for him to abuse. And the jump in blocked. He has the timing so well right now, Jammerz.
Arbitrary sweep there from Cody Mayer. That's not the first time I've seen that, but he's been able to get away with it a couple of times now.
Cody Mayer slowed down. He's trying to get the control in the match. Maybe nice is just standing kick. Always blocked, always blocked. Really good stuff.
Activating the Angriff. Is he going to spend it? He will, but it's going to be scaled. So I think Cody will be just about alive. I wouldn't be surprised if Cody may wanted to do super now, but he didn't. I wouldn't be surprised, but I think Pokey was looking for that as well.
Not ready to sway. That's something you could have swayed, I'm sure. Just not looking for it, I guess, and pressing too late. Beautiful.
You'd have to be pretty
timing.
ready for that. It was at an, it's at an unreactable fireball range, to be honest.
What is the start of fireball ability on this way?
I can't quite remember. Let me double check before they change it. I don't think they changed these skills.
I like it. Used to be able to keep him out. It's a win for both Pokey and Cormier in the sense that he doesn't get to activate another great jump in.
Frame 2. It comes projectile invincible.
He tried to sway it, but it was not in time. Is that the second time he's reversal and he's attempted to sway? Is he using the wrong sway for Falk?
No, use the mid one. So use the one that's standing, not the low one. Use the one that's standing. That's the one you use against V reversals. But again, Cody May looks like he's found his rhythm, and he started to increase that lead, that buffer in the set here. I wonder if Just Pokey is going to be able to reduce the deficit between these two.
He's really finding his spacing too. He's great with punish from this Pokey there. Oh, works out again with that rock.
Okay, just back
he slows down a bit more now.
Yeah, but it's because he's got a lead though. He's got a lead that he's comfortable with. So therefore, you might see him adjust his game plan towards normal. So the forward fierce, crouch and medium kick. Oh, sorry, crouch and medium punch there from Falk. Jumps, gets hit.
Oh, he finds that crouch fierce. That was so good. That was such a good crouch fierce. I mean, Cody Mayer is in a very good spot, and he still has another stock, but he gets hit by the buffer.
No, he spent it. He might have needed that for later. Let's see, though. If he gets this round, whatever I said, it is completely null and void.
Very true. Here he finds he's in. Okay, he has another one. He gets the dash command throw, but he misses the timing again. Stays alive, though.
Do you know what's crazy? I like it. In those situations where it's guess for game, they are both literally putting their entire lives on the line. EX reversal, as opposed to a command grab that you need to perfectly time to get the maximum effect from it. Like these guys threw everything in the kitchen sink. That did too much damage. That did way too much
damage, and it's still in tick throw range. He's so close. Nah, okay, spaces. Pokey unsure if it was punish range. Finds the back throw finally. I think Cormier is trying to walk out. It worked out for Murdy. Walking out of that throw, it was too close this time.
Oh, I could have got the counter hit confirmed there for the crouching medium punch with the crouching jab there, Just Pokey, but he's got situational awareness. Lacking in that situation.
That was a great jump in when he knew he had to block that EX fireball and had to commit if he wanted to use it.
Oh, wow. More preemptive sways are coming out, and the more he does this, the more he's going to get Just Pokey to kind of second guess himself and think twice about certain buttons and situations where it technically is his turn.
Oh, good with the anti-air. I like it. Good stuff. Finds the hit, and he has the charge as well. This is so big. Another one, not ready to check the dash. No auto time, no delay buttons. Pokey's really kind of passive on defense, I'd say.
Yeah, he's passive. I think he should probably be using crouching medium punch and crouching medium kick a little bit more when he can identify that Cody May is going to be playing on the ground, just to like kind of stop those dashes like in anticipation. Crush counter.
We're swinging right now, Jammerz.
We have to.
Oh, he's not ready to anti-air. Cody finds his way out. No V-bar right now on Pokey's side, so this Cody has a way in.
Again. The pocket sand gets cancelled out by water. It's irrelevant. Uh-oh. Why'd you do that? No, he could have died. You actually
he definitely could have died.
He's panicking again. He's panicking again.
Okay, use the reversals. Nice. He still has almost two more though. Yeah, so probably gonna see one. That's one. Soon we get another one. He just walked up and threw him. Just Pokey staying passive on defense. Oh, it's so... When you use your V-trigger, when you've used your V-reversals, and Cody still has bar and is in V-trigger too, you know you're in for a bad time. He's gonna come in and make you guess a couple of times, Jammerz.
Oh, man. What a wild move. But hey, it's here to stay, and nothing's changed about it. Like we said, the patch is out in less than 24 hours. This is our last first to 10 of the current patch. The next time we are on this show, I will reiterate this at the end of the show, we will be on the latest patch.
I like that sweep again. It's just working out for him. He has that preemptive so well against Pokey. Nice buffer with the crouch fierce.
Alright, backs off. It's interesting. Situations where he's gone for a crime sway as an audacious read. Sometimes he's back dash. He's definitely very good at mixing up his options in a number of situations here.
I don't know if that was a buffer whip punish. It worked out though. Really good. No defensive options on Cody's side.
That was a meaty setup, but I don't agree with splurging the meter there. That was interesting from just Pokey, but anyway, it lost him the round. Not that particularly, but he lost the round anyway.
Yeah, he did. And Cody Mayer's holding the anti-air, knowing that there might be a shot, just willing to block it. I like his changes.
Oh, wow, that was not a confirm, but I think he was...
No,
no, that wasn't confirmed. I don't even want to say he was confident that was going to hit. It was just, he just done it.
I mean, why not? Make them think, right? Make them second guess their presses. Great position for just Pokey. It's got to be wary of the jump, and even that auto punish is doing with the heavy kick so efficiently against just Pokey. Like the jump in.
Nice. Gonna get the counter hit confirmed, but too far to get the follow. I wonder why that was so far away and didn't connect. That was unfortunate.
Pokey kind of has to hold onto the V-bars, I feel. Cody Major can probably force him to spend one of them on a V-reversal. That's one.
But he's still there. The like you said, the odds are against you. Yes. And if you guess wrong one more time, that's it. Oh, good fusion.
Oh, he did it. I love it. Oh, yeah.
Nah, you should have done super. You should have done super, boss.
Oh, he had super.
Oh, if you lose. If you lose. Oh, no.
That was a greedy decision. You want to win still. He has 2 bars. No, what a nice crush. And he gets the V-meter. Doesn't even need it to get out. He gets the low shot. Just Pokey. With a greedy decision, stays alive with 2.5 bars. Jammerz.
I know. Listen, these guys have been very frugal. Well, they've been very conservative with their meter, so sometimes they think I should like just go for the gusto and kill the opponent. They haven't been doing that. Good buffer.
Yeah. Okay. Decides to put him in the corner instead of going for the Yoki. So nice anti-air. I like it. Get some weight, put some weight damage. Get his V trigger when he needs it.
I like it, so I'm in that range. Trying to make sure it connects. Watch out. Dog might be coming soon.
Counter confirm. He's in now. Not that close though.
Damn, he is literally
just throwing all of it out. And just Pokey so passive on defense. He can really get away with these dashes. No delay buttons. It's DP or block. Sometimes it's take.
Hang on, please don't get hit by that. And then is it going to be a button to close it out? He did say that move's insane, but he was talking about stand meeting kick being insane as well. But he did surprise him and got him to sit still for a little while. But like we said, this is one of the key moments in this matchup. It's going to be a situation where Cody has the bar and you're like, I can't really jump at him. And I got to wait for this move. Like, you have to wait. You just have to wait. All right.
And
so
you have to wait, and you can't really activate, because the moment you activate, you are at the mercy of EXON plus frames, and you have to just hold it and hold it. So when Cody's up 2-3 bars, and you activate your V trigger, you have put yourself in bad situation. So at that point, Cody Mayer had everything going for him. He couldn't, Pokey couldn't really activate. So even though he had super and V-trigger, it wouldn't be that much of a threat. Should that activation come, Cody Mayer would just rinse and repeat plus frames.
We'll see, because again, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. He's got a huge lead in the set right now, 7-3. Just Pokey, he's been around the houses, and he's probably ruminating once again as to what to pick. Because again, what's it going to be? Is it going to be B-skill 2 this time with V-trigger 2? Is it going to go back to V-trigger 1? Like, what is it going to be? I'm going to say it, like, his back's against the wall. He's pretty stumped at the moment. Cody Mayer, because his opponent's pretty stumped, he can continue what he's doing with the EXONks, the ruffians, the sequences. It's going to hurt, man. And I don't know at this point what... Judging by the way Pokey's been playing, I don't know how you're going to come back from this. That's me. That's me personally.
No, I see where you're coming from.
Oh, did we get kicked out? Oh. Did we get kicked out? Why did we get kicked out? Hang on a sec.
I mean, Jammerz says something interesting. People are saying just...
Oh. Okay.
A lot of people often say just jab EXON. Just jab EXON. And I checked it out, actually, Jammerz. And no, it's surprisingly easy to stuff it with a jab. The thing is, your jab has what, 2 or 3 active frames.
I've done it before.
And you're vulnerable for the entire time in your recovery and startup, and all these areas you're very vulnerable. But if you predict it is something you can do, but the risk reward might not really be on your side.
Yeah, I understand. I understand what you mean. But it's interesting because jabbing a lot of stuff in this game is actually probably one of the best answers to do. But again, it's still a timing thing. Again, if you get that jab slightly off, you still got hit. You still got hit by a move. Don't worry, Richard. I've done that. I'm ahead of you. But yeah, anyway, it's a thing where you've got to work on the timing, and it's something that you could have avoided just by blocking. You know?
Yeah, I agree that the risk reward isn't that great for the jab. It's just something you maybe have to. If you have a really good read on it, you know, jumping is kind of harder because you get hit on the way up, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And if he didn't do anything, there's that heavy kick ruffian if he's really ready. So I think at least up close, I don't think it's bad to try jab, but I mean you're vulnerable for most of the frames from that jab. So the risk reward isn't that great on it.
Yeah, you are. I think probably maybe stand jab might be better for Falk instead of crouch jab. Maybe stand light kick. I haven't seen enough of that button. I haven't seen enough of that button from Pokey. Yeah, so it's a good button, and it's definitely one of the things where you need to be a little bit more experimental in the set. Like again, you're going to have a style and a flow that you're going to be super comfortable with, and you're going to try and slightly make adjustments around there. But again, I haven't seen a lot of buttons that can still be pretty decent against Cody. But maybe he needs this just extended break here. Like I said before, just to recite the same lines, he might swap V-triggers again. He might swap V-skills. The V-skill might help, but again, right now, the MO right now is to stop the offensive train in Cody Mayer's gameplay. So
yeah. I feel he needs to have a life lead or an even-ish life as Cody Mayer builds his bars and just stick onto the V-trigger, use it solely to get him off every time the Zonk is there, make that less efficient, and build the great damage.
Yes.
And try to slow it down that way. I think every time the activations come, we have seen rinsed plus frames on Cody Mayer's side. And it's been working out for him. I think that's worked out better than the V-trigger has worked out for just Pokey. I mean, the games he's won, the rounds he wins is rarely due to some activation into something.
Yeah, it has for sure. All right, so sorry for that extended intermission there, people. I believe Pokey did say his game crashed, so he just had to reboot his computer and start the game up again. We are continuing on from 7-3, and it looks like we have seen another V-trigger swap on Pokey's end. So he's gone back to V-trigger 1. Let's see how this goes.
Yeah. Let's go. Okay, nice way. Starting slow this time, both sides.
Maybe that's the pause he needed. Who knows?
Yeah. Okay, nice. He's always holding that for that level 2 song.
Oh, too predictable. It's way too predictable with that low shot.
Cody Mayer has a great timing on that. I feel like that's 2 combos in a throw for all his life. Is that right?
Yeah, it is.
Okay. He finds the activation, but now he's at the mercy of the Zonk. Makes the throw is out.
I would have saved that second shot here, but if you can make this last one count, that might be, reflected.
And he's trying to get in now. Okay. He doesn't even want to try to get in. He knows he's such a commanding position. He doesn't need it. Nice. On both sides. Really.
He wants this round. To me, he wants this round. Yeah. You know what? It worked. It was unfortunate there, but it worked out for Cody Mayer because at the end of the day, not only did he take the round, he also got Pokey to explode the 2 bars because Pokey really was latching onto this round. So he's gone into this next round with no meter.
Slow down again, and he finds that. Oh, it's the level 2 as well, of course, for the corner carry. That's sick damage.
Nice whiff punish.
Nice whiff punish. Yeah. Okay, here's the activation now. The Zonks are gonna fly again.
I think he needs to go back to regular jumping, just Pokey. Yeah, I think he's been too predictable with certain sequences in certain phases of the match here, so he needs to change it up a little bit more.
And I like the usage of the heavy kick to just force him to block after the block forward heavy punch. Nice. He gets something at least from that minus target combo you spoke of. It's not that easy to punish though, Jammerz. Unless you're looking up. Great with punish on the pipe fierce.
He's a V-trigger, so he's going to have to deal with this Google pressure. Oh, come on, grab. There's one.
Oh, no.
Be audacious, do another one? Nah, he's out. Oh!
Yeah,
what? Okay. Nah, he fought that hit. He fought that hit. Oh, why'd you spend the bar? You could have done a combo to CA, but he doesn't need to.
That's the second time Pokey's greed is paid out for. Maybe he just needs to stay greedy because you
Yeah,
know the round
listen.
when he was splurging meter, that's when he lost.
We can't call him just Pokey, we gotta call him just greedy.
Yeah,
We
just
gotta call
greedy.
him just greedy.
Greed before need, baby.
Well,
Oh, nice.
jumped. He's in front. Yeah, kind of hit confirm as well. Build that V-Mir off the V skill 1 and go back to neutral. Here it comes.
Pressing in on V trigger both sides now. Okay, though, I want you to stick with it. No, I don't want you to activate. Okay.
No, I think he needs to
block
kind of
maneuvers.
stop the EX zonk approach, but there it is anyway.
Yeah.
I think he needs to start neutral jumping
technical.
again. Jump shot.
Good conversion. He's close. Oh, he missed the jumping. That was so
Hang on.
unfortunate.
You
He's a
whiff-
full fierce.
You whiff dust and you still press fierce after that? You're dead anyway. Oh no, you're not.
Was that across the board? And he,
Wow.
no. Oh yeah, because he has the pipe, of course.
Yeah, but
that
even,
could be interrupted
even then, it's
at that range. Yeah.
he's playing a very dangerous game against someone who's very nervous. I don't know. He might tell us afterwards he's not nervous, but in the gameplay, it's nerve-wracking to see certain things. I'm like, okay, you did the sweep because you can cancel into the pipe. That doesn't mean the one button Psycho Snyder can stop that. Do you know what I mean? I think certain
The
rounds
games
and games
don't
are
lie.
Yeah, certain rounds and games are slipping through just Pokey's fingers, but it is 8-3 to Cody Mayer.
What a conversion! What a conversion! He did 3 mediums on block, or 2 mediums on block, and the heavy, and the last one just hit, and he had already converted to the zonk, and it just works out like that. Shooting wild, here, definitely shooting wild. Okay.
Alright, it's back to the neutral. He tried a regular jump, but the anti-air was there and waiting from Cody Mayer. Looking for that whiff punish. Not quite there yet.
And there's comes the activation for Cody. What is he looking for?
No, I think he,
nice
I think
whiff punish.
he thought he was about to be reversal because I thought about trying to do it as well, but she didn't.
That's a
Back
great
off.
point.
Back off.
Jammerz.
He's not backing off.
He's definitely not fights his neutral jump though.
That's what I'm talking about. You gotta look for those again.
Yeah, those are good. I mean, just uses normal.
Watch out for
keep that
super, please.
on
Oh
deck.
wow, he didn't even think about super. Ah.
Finally, find some way to stop the momentum going forward from Cody Mayer and just Pokey 2 bars and a dream.
I don't know, maybe it's us. I'm looking at a lot of situations where I'm like, this could have happened.
Nice.
But again, we're not in the hot seat right now. We're just backseat gaming at the moment. But I'm very worried for both of these players, where it's a thing where it's like this EX move could ruin your day today. Not just the EX Zonk. EX Psycho Snyder could have got Pokey a lot more rounds than before.
Punish there. He's just so already committed to what he's gonna press that he's not really seeing what's happening on Cody Mayer's side. So he gets away with kind of big whips sometimes in tight situations.
Reversal.
Comes that EX out, nice jump. I love it. The punish.
Grabbed him twice. I would have grabbed. Oh, all right, there you go. He tried to get one grab, but good tech there. That back throw is going to take the round, and it's potentially going to put Cody Mayer on set point. Let's see what happens here. He's still got CA. But yeah, can't punish that unless it was CA.
Okay. Starts building it slowly. That's gotta be worried about something coming this way. Nice. I love that delay though. The standing medium kick and the full convert half his life.
And the stun as well. It's crazy, right? Oh no.
Oh, and then just Pokey. You're still alive. Let's go.
Just about got him. If he presses any button and it doesn't get blocked, it's going to be V-reversal. And he tried to run away. There's a V-reversal there from Cody Mayer. Punish that. Get a big punish, please. We'll take it. We'll take it.
We'll take it. It's working out for him. With both trigger and 3 bars on deck for Cody Mayer.
One hit will do it.
Yeah, you can see
one
he's
hit
so
will
worried.
do it. Oh no.
Yeah. It's not over yet though.
Why?
He did it. Yes, he wanted the win so badly.
no.
He did not stay greedy that time, Jammerz.
Here's the thing. I think Cody Mayer was highly comfortable in that situation. He said, you're going to do a reversal. You're going to do something, try and take this round and take that win. Even if he did take the Psycho Schneider, he wasn't dead, but he was looking to bait that anyway. And the fact that we saw just Pokey pumping. We saw him pumping that CA. Unfortunately, it got blocked. It is 9-3. With Cody Mayer going against Just Pokey. I don't think Just Pokey's got anything left in the tank.
He's a real pick-me-up right now, but gets crushed for it right now. Nope, he dropped it. Fortunate for Pokey. Still alive.
Alright, again, look at that. He got such a comfortable style, and it kind of developed and grew on him over time in this set. As the set went on, Cody Mayer just got more and more into it. Showed us that matchup knowledge he has in this matchup. I said to her
Twice now, yeah.
that could have been it, but it's going to be it anyway.
It doesn't matter. The stun was there.
Oh,
Cody
dear.
Mayer on a comfortable set point.
All right, here we go, Veggey. It is set point here for Cody Mayer against Just Pokey. He was bringing the heat with the trash talk earlier, and he's been bringing the heat even more with the gameplay.
Nice. I like that. There's been a lot of heavies. Nice. Look for the whip punish. Slow it down, but again, too preemptive. And Cody Mayer is so active that it's so dangerous.
So damage. Oh, he V-shifted. That was a panic one. You might be looking to V-reversal in a minute. You can't keep V-reversal the second hit, but you got to be careful.
Then he finds the hit. Level 5 play.
Oh, he read the jump as well. Wow, he is swinging for the hills. Oh, no. Guess for game. What's it going to be? You're going to go out swinging. He did.
Okay, let's go. Let's go. You still have a chance. One bar. You got to wait for that example before you
Please stop doing
think
that.
about activating. Yeah. Okay, nice. You have a chance right now, just Pokey. Not the greatest of chances is that rock plunges to your head. And you're dead.
Man. He said Cammy can go and kick rocks, but lo and behold, he's your character that has some of the most potent rocks in the game. That is what it's going to be. 10-3 to Cody Mayer. He said, listen, man, I'm going to bring that heat. And that's what he did there. And like we said, he was growing more and more into this set, being more adventurous, being more audacious, a little bit disrespectful at times with the crime sways, but he came through and did the business. I mean, that was crazy stuff, right?
That was relentless. That was he had his moments of just nothing, but most of the time this was a Mayer going in. Like he was just, you couldn't control it. You could see how uncomfortable just Pokey was. He was always thinking about all these options, and he was not comfortable at staying still and stopping them. He was not ready to check dashes. He didn't seem to be delaying buttons. His wake up option seems to be like wake up, EX, or tech, or block, and he just got overrun in the end. When Cody Mayer really got comfortable, he started shining.
Yeah, he did indeed. Right, okay, so apparently we're not going to show something that we normally show, but what we are going to do is we are going to go to a break, and when we come back, we're going to have Just Pokey and Cody Mayer on the other side to discuss what transpired in that first to 10. So if you want to stick around for the interview, you can do. Don't go nowhere. We'll be back with you shortly.
All right, you ready?
Street Fighter 6.
If I go too far, please forgive me.
My name is Seth. Bow down for my cycle. It's time for trap. Show me everything. Download.
This will do.
I'll settle this. It's the end! Let's go! The finale! You can't escape!
PlayStation.
And welcome back to tonight's episode of Sets here, featuring Cody Mayer going up against Just Pokey. If you are just joining us, the set has concluded. Cody Mayer takes it over Just Pokey 10-3. The scores are normally there, but we're going to get that sorted over here. But yes, you did see it there right before we came back. Cody Mayer did win the set, so we got to say, first of all, let me make sure both of them are with us here. Cody Mayer, Just Pokey, can you guys hear me loud and clear once again?
Yeah, I can hear you just fine.
There's one. Where's Just Pokey? Has he disappeared on me again?
Can you hear me?
Ah, there you go. Fantastic.
Yes,
Great.
we can.
So yes.
Right. Yes, we can.
GG's boys. Obviously, Cody Mayer, that was fantastic. You won by
GG's.
a large.
GG's, bud. GG's.
You won by a large
GG's,
margin.
buddy.
Now, I have to ask. I was saying to Veggey when we were commentating, probably the best way for me to describe your gameplay is aggressively smooth. It's highly aggressive, but there was a lot of smooth aspects to it, which I was appreciative of. But one thing I really got to ask you is the quote-unquote preemptive crime sways you did against Valk's Forward Fierce at times. Is that something you lagged, or is that something you can generally see on reaction and go, right, crime sway will deal with this accordingly? Because you had the right idea, you just lacked the execution, because I think the move whiffed right in front of his face. Can you talk me through that process, Cody Mayer?
Yeah, I mean, I have a pretty good training partner. I'm not sure if you heard this player named The Notorious. He's a really strong Falk player, and I definitely labbed a lot with him. He literally helped me learn a Falk matchup last year. And I mean, I was definitely not following my own notes when it came down to that. I wasn't reacting, I was just predicting. It's something that Hoji taught me. He was, don't predict, you need to react a lot more. So that was just a bad play on my part, you know. But, you know, I mean, all in all, I mean, I think I got one or two good sways in there, but the ones that were spaced, I generally, when I was like right up in his face, I was trying to dodge in his face for a max punish, but you know, those didn't work out well. Those got me crush countered into some serious damage. So.
Okay, cool. Thanks for walking me through that. Becky, what about you? You got a very interesting question.
So let's start with the start. In the beginning, Just Pokey was really running over you, kind of. But then you went to character select screen, and I know you changed V-Trigger, but can you tell me what was your thought process going in there, and what did you tell yourself to change? Was it just the V-Trigger, or did you actually kind of pull yourself back together? What happened in that little break?
It was actually both. I mean, I mainly used the knife in most of my matchups and everything, and I realized that I can't play knife against this character because Falk has a different kind of neutral game, and knife doesn't have the I guess just the tool set needed, to actually handle that. So I need to have the idea of basically I have to put the fear of V-Trigger 2 command grab in Pokey's heart and everything, and also the idea of knocking back fireballs, air shots and everything too, to keep him grounded, because for the most part, if it's like a ground game, Cody generally wins with Falk. Falk has good range, but Cody has better damage on the ground. So.
Okay.
Yeah, because you seem to be. Is your game plan always that aggressive, or is it something about risk reward ultimately being in your favor in this matchup, or is that just how you play when you play Cody? That's very aggressive.
I'm an aggressive player by just that's the way I play. I mean, I got some things that require 4 brain cells, but I mean, I'm a very aggressive player. But I do if I was what I noticed was basically my offense was to overwhelm him with offense, because if I could push Falk to the corner, if I could get Falk out of the air, I can definitely make it my game, so basically it was all about proper spacing and whiff punishing, and then exploiting whiff buttons in neutral.
Yeah.
So that's what I did, and also using Cody's Cody has very strong tools like AX Fireball is a really good tool to approach. It's slow, so I could just do a mix-up if I need to, or just cross him up with something, go for a shimmy or a throw. It's all there. So I was using all the tools needed. And I think for most part, I mean, I didn't really need V-Trigger, I don't think, in that set, because the idea was to add a Gray Life, and I noticed once he popped V-Trigger, I can go in, because the defense options that he had there. So I was using Zonk as a way to make him burn V-meter, and this is what you probably use as well in the future Pokemon. I don't care about you pushing me off with V-Versal if I have Zonk, because you're losing one of your tools to beat me, so I wasn't too worried about that, because I know that I can win without V-Trigger, so I didn't really need to, so that's how I went in there.
Okay. Interesting. Now, obviously, moving on to Pokey. Pokey, like I did mention to Veggey, I think after the first break where Cody changed his V triggers and you're slowly coming back, I just said you were playing a very nervous playstyle. Is that safe to assume, or was I completely wrong?
When he went back to character select, I realized that this version of the game is dead in 3 hours. So who cares? No, not really. I was very nervous. I think that's self-evident. You might have noticed those non-EX DPs that were just happening in neutral. That is not like that wasn't some kind of read or some kind of that was just me having shaky hands that can't hit the right buttons. Yeah, that was embarrassing to say the least.
I mean,
I could have, when you guys asked me for a list of players to bring on, I could have very easily picked somebody that I felt very good about that would make me look good, but I decided not to do that and bring on somebody that has always been a demon of mine, if you know what I mean.
Okay.
So,
Respect that. I like that.
yeah.
Don't worry, Brian F did that with Flaquito actually as well. He said he tried to. Yeah. He said he wanted to. But Flaquito stopped him from winning an Oro only Wednesday night fights, and he said it's been pretty difficult. And Flaquito's a good player, so people wanting to fight their quote unquote demons in fighting games in a 1st to 10, like I have no problem with that. I think that's good to see because it shows. It can show if you're not on peak performance of the day, it's something that you want to step up to the plate and see what you need to work on. Obviously, like you said, it's evidently clear. There's a couple of things you need to work on. But would you say it wasn't... Was it more of Cody Mayer's style of Cody? Or was it Cody as a character? Or was it a combination of both?
I think both. Cody Mayer... Or Rich. Yeah, that's my friend Rich. He's I feel like he's got the player matchup kind of figured out in a way that most people I fight against don't, which is why I find fighting him so interesting, because I just feel like my brain is being dissected during a longer set with him. And I want to figure out how to navigate that and get him out of my head, but today wasn't the day for that. But I have also struggled with other Codys historically, but not as bad as I struggle with Rich.
Okay.
Can I just ask, before we move on from like this match that happened now in particular into more general things, do you have a philosophy on defense, or do you kind of wing it as it goes?
I mean, I have pretty good instincts, I think, usually, which is another reason I like fighting Rich, because it seems like his instincts just tend to counter mine so perfectly, and I usually have pretty good like decision making on defense, but it seems like he's always one step ahead of me. So my philosophy, I mean, I'm, of course, seeing the offensive patterns, and once I identify what I think they're going to do, I'm very proactive on defense compared to most people, but I think it's usually a calculated proactivity. But Rich makes me look like an idiot. So
okay, interesting. I've got to ask, getting both of your opinions on this, but we'll get Cody Mayer's opinion on this first. How do you feel about the matchup in this one? Obviously, the patch is going to be out in a couple of hours' time, but Cody versus Falk in this current patch we are on right now, what were the numbers for you? Was it even? Was it slightly Falk's favor? Was it slightly Cody's favor? What would you say it is?
It's definitely slightly Falk's favor.
Oh, really?
Yeah, definitely slightly Falk's favor.
Would you care to elaborate on why you think that?
You seen that heavy button he kept throwing out there, right?
I mean, I saw that. I saw that EX move you were using quite a number.
EX sunk for 40% quite a few times.
Hey, it got me in there. I had to get in there safe, because every time I tried walking, I got hit with that button. I'm trying to like walk and block, and that button's so active. Come on.
Okay.
He literally put that button out. Pokey put that button out, and he made a sandwich. That's how active that button was. It's crazy.
Okay, fair. All right, so he's saying forward hard punch might be the bane of Cody's existence in that matchup. I mean, Pokey, I'm pretty sure you got something to counter that, or a different perspective on this matchup. Talk to me.
I think it's about even, is what I feel personally. Like, not speaking Falk Cody, speaking Craig Rich, it feels like the stuff he does just counters my, like I can't get into the, so I would like to lame him out more with like crouch medium punch, but it just feels like he's got all the answers, and I haven't really solved the equation yet for how to get around Cody's stuff. But I think it feels even, to be honest.
Okay, fair. And
it doesn't feel like I can't win. It feels like, yeah, I don't know that I agree that it's Falk's favor, but that might be an unpopular.
Slightly Falk's favor, and I don't want the Falk army attacking me for this nonsense today because.
No, I can get them to attack you,
right?
no problem. It's fine.
Falk army,
They're not
there's
gonna attack
4 of
me.
them.
That's way more than we need, all right? Let's go, all right?
I mean, you can zonk knuckle them all the way with the wall bounce, right? It's fine.
Well, you can block too, Listen here, Poison. Listen, all right? Enjoy your crouch fierce, okay? While you can.
I mean, I can hit you with that. I can hit you with other stuff. That's fine. Don't worry. This ain't about me and you. This ain't about me and you. So don't worry about that. But right. Also, Pokey, I want to ask you, why didn't you use stand light kick a bit more with Falk? I thought that would have been a good button to check a lot of.
That's actually a decent idea. In hindsight, maybe I should have been throwing that out a little more. Yeah. Why didn't you say something?
I mean,
you did.
I did.
Yeah. You just muted your microphone and headset. That's on you. I mean,
oh man, this is.
You had the coaching of the Mr.
Where was the
Jammerz.
coaching?
Stop some of the walking up pressure.
I mean, I reckon it would have worked.
Another question,
please.
There, just Pokey. Sometimes you had a good position, and then you would still, or not, at least not a horrible decision. You were still in the running for the round, but then you would activate V-trigger, and you would just get run down by, because Cody was just waiting for that activation so he could just start running you down with EX on. Have you considered trying to play this matchup pretending not to have a V-trigger, or is that just
It's not a terrible idea. But as Rich was saying a second ago, it also feels like when I'm V-reversaling out of his zonk pressure, like that's also, taking away my win condition. Yeah, I haven't. V-meter resource management seems like the big mystery I need to solve in this matchup, to be fair.
Yeah, because I would say quite a few rounds were yours until you activated and Cody Mage just got in.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's not a true tick throw, but when you have to guess 3 or 4 times, it's gonna most likely get something going from it. So I feel quite a few games were changed or ended after that activation.
Yeah, the scoreboard says 10-3, but it felt competitive to me at least.
No, we were saying something along the lines. It's like I said, like
sure.
even when it was close at times, I thought, despite the scoreline, I think this was when it's like 4-3 to Cody Mayer. I said Cody Mayer looks like he's in like control for the vast majority of them. And then as time went on, Pokey, you look like you're finding your rhythm. It's just certain rounds did slip through your fingers, and other times you were a bit too
Find my
predictable.
rhythm and then not close it out. I think that happened like 3 times.
But I think that's what you got to give Cody Mayer full credit, because I think he just found out how predictable you were in a couple of situations. Said, you know what, I'm gonna just take 40% of you for the predictability. So, like, good back and forth between you guys here and there. Obviously, despite the scoreline, sometimes the scoreline isn't necessarily the best reflection. Results don't lie. But sometimes what happens in the game, and as long as you take away the number of things, the context of the matches, like you said, V-meter management, as well as trying to close out the rounds. Because again, we said this, myself and Veggey, Alvaha as well, we said it a couple of times to some of the players, like closing out rounds at high level is a very big deal, especially when there's no chip kill. So that's even more nerve-wracking for quite a number of people. So don't feel bad when you say it's something I've got to work on, because it's something a lot of us have got to work on, especially when you want to, there's an easy way to do it. You're playing a quote-unquote zone or a character with long-reaching limbs, and you're like, right, this can be the closeout button. It's like, right, that might be the thing they are looking for, which will make it even more obvious for you to lose that round and make it slip through your fingers. You got to try and reduce the deficit again. So it can be a bit nerve-wracking, but it's always something that we're forever working on as players, as fighting games go on and whatnot. So,
and I am committed to improving. He just gave me 13 replays that I get to study and improve from. So I'm sure I'll be running into him again real soon.
Well, it's interesting because despite the patch coming out in a couple of hours, I think the bulk of your matches, like certain situations, haven't really changed. So it's definitely something you can watch back and go, right, okay, there will be slight changes here and there, and there's kind of like small, intricate scenarios. But for the most part, how you guys played the matchup is kind of what me and Veggey were expecting. Dealing with EX Zonk, trying to whiff punish.
I don't expect this matchup to greatly change, to be honest. I don't know that EX Shotgun Blast is going to dramatically shift the meta of this, but we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see.
Maybe that thing's broken. I don't know.
Well, there's only one way to find out, and you're going to find out in a couple of hours there. Veggey, you got any other questions you want to ask the gents before I hit them with some final ones?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's I had a couple of questions about like their characters and how they compare themselves to other regions and players. But first, before that, I would like to just ask, just Pokey about the set. Oh, I had it just now and it just slipped through my fingers. Oh, it was a really important one too.
Is that
So close.
is that
So close.
Is that dad mindset where you just forget
No,
something?
I just talked
and
it
then-
out. I think that's an aspartame brain, maybe. I don't know.
Oh,
Yeah, so I guess we could just go to the. I think it's interesting because you know when you look at other regions, when I look at other birds, like So I would like to know. Let's start with just Pokey. How do you rate your fall compared to other regions or places? Oh, I remember what I was gonna say, but never mind. Let's start with this. Let's go. Just Pokey. Let's go.
To other regions, Falks.
So, what? Corfields,
when I look at
HL Zabeth, I think his name is from Japan.
Yeah. I was going to mention him. We have to address the elephant in the room, of course, though, first. The Forfils is obviously the best Falk. I don't contest that yet. We'll get there. There's still a year maybe left of this game, and I'm moving up. But I don't even think I'm the best NA Falk currently, to be honest. So I don't know that I should be comparing myself to other regions until I can confidently claim that title. But I think Forfils, followed by Zabeth, followed by, let me think. There's one that his name I'm forgetting. Maybe somebody knows it, but there's. Does anybody know who I'm talking about? There's the one Falk that's I think from. I'm just blanking.
No,
right
I think I
now.
know. Is it the one that played Seth on our stream, Jammerz? What was his name?
Wait, what?
The guy who used to play Menat and was really revered in US as a that was Menat. Never mind.
You
I
guys-
gotta hide.
There's one other
You
Falk
guys
that I
are
think is
losing
a
it.
world-class
Are you talking
Falk
about
player.
someone from the Asian region again?
I think, yeah, it is.
Are you talking
Is
about
it,
someone from Southeast Asia? Let me just make this clear.
Is it Warhawk or something like that? Is that
No,
No.
I know Lacuna. I think that's how you pronounce their name.
Yeah.
Lacuna? That's the one I'm trying to think. Yeah, it's
Oh,
Lacuna.
Okay.
Yeah. That's the one that was on my mind.
You guys are just taking me around the house, and it's like you can get to
Yeah.
the point. All right, cool,
Wow.
no worries. Yeah, okay. No, Lacuna's pretty damn decent as well. I think he's #1 Falcon in the Southeast Asia region. I could be wrong on that. I think there's a couple of other ones in the Western areas here and there, but it's like they're more like pocket Falcons or like secondaries. So, okay, that was interesting because again, despite Falk getting significantly better over the years, it's still not a popularly played character. So, like in terms
I
of
don't understand why. I think one reason is her default look was kind of,
Yeah,
But if
I
you
get
buy
it,
the
I get it.
Halloween costume and play with that, I think you'll find she's way more fun. Just because you actually look cool.
fair. That's a
That's the
great piece
key
of
to
advice.
liking Falk, is to have the Halloween costume.
That's a great piece of advice. But we kind of got to extend the question to Cody Mayer.
Mr.
Now
Cody
that
Mayer.
you said it about Just Pokey, we've got to extend it to Cody Mayer. I mean, how would you compare yourself to Cody's from other regions, Cody Mayer?
Yeah, honestly, Jeremy, don't do that. I mean, because they're
I
such a
respect
big, it's such a big, skill gap. Like if you go to Asia, you see, Kisuke and John Takeuchi, and then you go to America, you got Hoji, you got Shine, you got Rumors over in Australia. You got like these really good Codys out there. You got Soundboy, in the UK, and these guys are like on like different level. I mean, these guys are solid players. They're like lab monsters and everything too. And all I have done is that I've talked to these guys before in their streams. They help, like, people like Hoji actually help coach me. Like over the years and everything. Like, from like a young diamond to where I am now and everything. Like, he helped me work on my offense, my defense, my overall game plan when I didn't know what I actually was doing. I was like, just hoping to win, by doing whatever. And they definitely help, refine my my game plan. So I don't really think I really can compare myself to those guys. Maybe not yet, but I mean, there's still a lot for me to learn, and I can say for a fact though, like I can say that it's nice to be on here because I mean, my goal in this game was to be able to like play against people who are top players, like, and be a threat. And that was my goal, and so I think I should achieve that. So it feels nice.
Nah, be proud of
Sure.
yourself. Definitely give yourself a pat on the back. Be proud of yourself for that.
sure.
Now, it's interesting that a lot of the names that these guys mentioned, because we always like it when people we bring on the show, they are, continuously and meticulously watching players from around the world using their same characters. It's just part of studying and part of improving at the game over the respective characters as well. Now, I've got to hit you guys a couple of final questions before we let you guys go. So the first one is, again, going back to the patch, is there any character you're worried about from tomorrow? Judging by if you guys have glanced over the patch notes, or even if you haven't, is there any character you're going to be worried about for the next 365 days? Cody Mail, you go first.
Kage and Gil.
Okay,
Those buffs look pretty significant. I think Kage's a brand new character now. You know, for most part, Cody's just like run over that character, and now like it's gonna be tough. Yeah, it's gonna be tough. This character's like just brand new. They basically made Kage into a true like evil Ryu, and that's cool. So I like it.
Okay, Kage and Gil, that's interesting. Just Pokey, what about you?
I am primarily concerned. I'm actually not worried about Luke. I think Falk does great against Luke. I'm not. So I think that he's still going to be at the top of the tier list, but that doesn't really concern me. I'm worried about Bison. I'm worried about Poison. And I don't think Dhalsim got hit that hard. So those are the three that I'm looking out for right now.
Okay, interesting. I like that. Completely different contrast there. But I like that Cody Mayer, like, he referred to the more crazier characters in the past couple of years. Now their craziness might be justified now, which is very worrying. Veggey, what about you? Who are you worried about? Anyone in particular this next patch? Well, I know one character, but I want to know if there's another one.
I mean, I was already kind of worried about Cody, and I mean, I'm gonna be extra worried about Cody going into the next patch. But I think people, they thought that these patch notes were gonna be wild overall, but after rewatching the replay, I realized, okay, the Alex thing is probably the V-Skill 2 buff. It's not everyone is not going to get that. The Falca thing was just an EX shot, and it's like, okay, it's not going to be that wild. The wall bounce for our Mika is not what made her so good in Season 1. It was also the buffering with that, the input delay, everything. So I think people were expecting a lot more of craziness, and we're actually seeing a toned down version of a lot of characters. And I think it's pretty much the characters that are good now are still good, but some other characters might shine a bit more. But if I was to be worried about singular characters, I would have to give it to the characters that I felt were underrated, like Cody, and are getting some adjustments to make them even stronger. So I think, and I think Cody's a cool character. It's not, I don't think that he's a cool character. So
I'm also worried about Jury, I want to say.
Yeah, Jury, that looks wild. Maybe she's kind of under the radar as well. And Ken. Oh, that was wild. And I'm still worried about Dhalsim though. It doesn't really seem like he's changed that much. A little bit weaker in some areas, but he gets a new crush counter buff and some new juggle potential. So we'll see where the patch takes us. I'm excited to play anyway.
Yeah,
sure, it's not quite the Street Fighter V Omega mode that the trailer made it look like.
Yeah. And the people hyped it up to be. Well, what about you, Jammerz?
Who am I worried about? Probably half the cast because of what they're probably about what they're forced to be playing like.
That's Guy.
I said it all the time. Look, Zangief's Poison's best matchup. I don't even like playing that, to be honest, because of how people have to play it to get in. So I'm like, and we've been playing online for the past 2 years, so I'm not looking forward to people just coming in my stream chat and saying, how do I fight this character? I'm like, I don't know. You just read the patch notes, you might get a clue. But we'll see. Probably in particular, I want to see what Kage's fireball's like, that full screen one. Alex, definitely.
Oh, Alex, I forgot. Yeah. Wow.
Ken, Bison. I want to say Ed as well. Don't like him, so I've got to highlight him all the time. I'm kind of worried about Ed. Because he's another character that's been slowly creeping up the ranks. So a couple of characters have been doing that. So we will see. We will see indeed. Right. Now the final question I have for our lovely guests for tonight. Obviously, Street Fighter 6 got announced last month. And I am very curious from you guys' perspective. Is there any character you'd want to see return to the Street Fighter series in the next iteration? Just Pokey, will go with you.
Realistically or dreaming?
Both.
I mean, obviously, Falk is the first character I've ever taken seriously in a fighting game, but I'm not sure I dare to dream that big because I know that I'm one of like 9 people that likes Falk. But if she were to come back, I'd be very happy. But otherwise, I'd be happy with somebody that's kind of like her archetype, like Rose. I would play Rose, I think.
I think you should give Rose a go. Next version of this game. I think you should give Rose
I
a go.
I might. Rose seems really interesting, and you know, a lot of my skills that I have now would cross over, I think, pretty nicely. So.
Okay, interesting. Cody Mayer, what about you? Any character you want to see return to the Street Fighter series for Street Fighter 6, or anyone you're looking forward to maybe outside, maybe from this game coming back?
I mean, obviously, like, you know, Pokey, like, you know, like Cody should come back, obviously, but I would like to see actually 2 characters come back, or sorry, 1 character come back and 1 character be added.
Go for it.
That's cool. So I like to see Goken come back because he was really cool in Street Fighter. He was like, you know, the opposite of Akuma. I think he was really cool. And also I like to see Hagar come in the game, you know, and complete the whole final fight idea, because we had Guy, we had Lucia, we had Poison, we have Cody, we have Abigail, you know, and see Hagar in the game be kind of cool.
Okay, interesting. Maybe all of them might feature in the next one. Who knows?
Oh, wait, hold on. You know, before we go, I mean, I want to give a shout out. Is that cool?
Don't worry, we're getting to that part. I give my guest final words. Unless you want to jump the gun and just shout out everyone.
No. Go right ahead.
Okay, cool. So that's about it for the question phase for these guys. So now, Richard, if you can put their fight card back on the screen so we can give these lovely gentlemen their final words. Now, Cody Mayer, because Zonk was a bit too fast for your liking, you can give your shout outs and praises to the people you want to say. Any final words?
Yeah, I want to give a shout out to my Dirty Weasels. You know, that's my peoples out there. Moikus, Comaris, Dago, Frank, Ben. Shout out to Hoji for all the lessons in training. Soundboy for all the lessons as well. To Cody Discord. Shout out to Stack Bradford for helping me out with my neutral forever ago. You know, he's... and also just a shout out to Pokey for inviting me on this thing. It was fun. You know, it was good games, man. You know, you played well, and we'll play again.
Sweet.
We're gonna play hundreds more times before this game is over.
But mostly to my Dirty Weasels, because that's my family right there.
Cool.
My Weasels.
I respect it. Right. Just Pokey. Any final words from you before we let you guys go?
So yeah, I want to shout out the Notorious. He's helped me out a lot. He's been in a Discord call with me several times, giving me the dirt. I want to shout out 4 Phils, who I have actually recently been receiving professional coaching from, and that's been very, very helpful. Yeah, let me think if there's... I want to shout out Freaky, and it's not all just going to be Falk players, I don't think, but Freaky's been super nice. He's like... very Freaky Games. He's been helping me out a lot too. I've been messaging all these people that have been playing longer than me, because there's a lot of like common knowledge that I'm still just lacking because I wasn't around when we discovered those things, and they've all been helping me out a lot. Let me think. I think that might actually be it. I don't want to take up too much time, but yeah.
All right, fantastic.
And Rich, of course, thanks for coming on with me. That was super cool of you to make this appearance and come wash your boy Pokey.
Yeah, I mean, you know, anytime.
Yeah.
That's the way you said it.
Oh yeah, and Brian F. I also want to shout out Brian F. I wouldn't be playing Street Fighter if it weren't for his YouTube channel. So also that.
Cool. Oh, perfect. Listen, it is a product of some good content there. So once again, shout out to Brian F. But yes, make sure you follow these gentlemen on their Twitter accounts. You can see them just under their names on the fight card here as well. But yes, it is about that time. Gentlemen, when you are ready, you can leave the call so myself and Veggey can close out the show. I thought Ovaha was here, but he's with us in spirit. He's with us in the stream chat as well.
And in chat, yeah.
But yes, you guys leave the Discord call when you're ready so we can close out the show, and I'll drop you a message once again later, thanking you for coming on the show.
Thanks again, guys. Have a good evening. Bye.
Take care.
Bye-bye.
So, 10-3, our last set of this current patch. So when we do come back on the show, it's gonna be wild.
Not as wild as we expected.
We'll see. Depends on what characters and players we bring on. Because I'm pretty sure starting from tomorrow, your boy is definitely gonna have a couple of hot takes. Phenom. We definitely want to bring him back on because it has been quite some time. But yeah, I mean, it's going to be out in a couple of hours. So if you play it on both consoles, or you have both consoles accessible to you, make sure you download it and update it on your PlayStation and your PC. If you only got it on PC, well, Steam will go down and let you know when the update is happening. But overall, I think we've had a good run in this current version of the game.
Have we had our tea with this version of the game?
Yes. I think probably I'd have to go through the roster. I think we missed about probably 8 characters that we didn't have on the show. I could be wrong. But it was pretty interesting to get all these different players from different regions, the different matchups, the different skill levels, the different opinions. Some were a bit boomerish, some were a bit controversial, but it was great talking to these guys overall. But again, the next patch, again, they said it's the definitive update. So that's it. No backsies.
Yeah.
Like, this is it. This thing right here, I'm looking at it right now. This patch update, no backsies. There might be a couple of slight alterations here and there. They might even maybe adjust reshift again. Who knows? We're going to let things just ride out, and let's see what people unfold and develop this meta as well. But hopefully, we do get some news on the CPT soon. But for now, everyone's got to enjoy the game, the new version of the game, in the comfort of their own homes. Now, we got to do the closing moments of this show. Richard, do you have the Fighting Dojo Fest thing? Do you have that splash page up so we can talk about that real quickly? I don't think he has that, but if he does, he can bring up, yes, this is going to be happening. I think this should be continuing on this week, throughout to this weekend as well. So if you are playing on PlayStation, you can register for these tournaments at compete.playstation.com, win yourself some PSN vouchers, potentially a PS5, because they are still pretty annoying to get a hold of, as well as many more. But yes, these are available right now if you want to join the FGC Arcade Dojo Fighting Fest. Now, there is something else that's going to be happening this week, and it is there. Fantastic. I have to keep this quiet for a little while. Right. So, yes, the patch is out tomorrow. We're going to be letting people have their fun and enjoy the games themselves and see what streams that people are going to be doing and what they're going to be theorizing and what they're going to be doing with the other characters as well as that. But on Wednesday, 2 days from now, I will be joined by Problem X, and we will be doing a stream going through all 45 characters here and giving our opinions on the changes. So, if you do have a little bit of time, you can drop on by the stream on Wednesday the 30th of March. You can see it there, 11 AM PDT, as well as 7 PM PST. Now, Problem hasn't streamed for a little while. I'm not sure if he is going to be streaming tomorrow, but if he does, you will know. But then he's going to be joining me on the Wednesday. So we are going to be having our fun there. Somebody says you want to be destroyed.
I saw that.
I literally just said we're going to go through the patch. I didn't say we're going to play some games, but I guess you can't read what's on the
roasting
screen.
you.
That's completely fine. Don't worry about that.
He
But
keeps
yes,
roasting.
if you can join us on Wednesday at twitch.tv/Capcom Fires, it'll be a pleasure to join you. But yeah, I'm pretty sure you're going to go nuts with your own stream or talk to the Phenom about certain things, so it's going to be fun. You're going to be
Yeah, I'm definitely streaming tomorrow as soon as I get ready for that stream. Twitch.tv/Veggey. If you didn't know, feel free to follow. You don't have to. Would be great. Would be nice. Going through mainly Birdie's things, but then of course looking at all the characters.
So that's going to take about 5 seconds.
No, I think there is stuff to. I'm gonna keep my PlayStation unupdated, and then I'm gonna check some auto spacing things to see how much more range I will have if there's a range increase because of the hitbox buff to the forward heavy punch. And I'm gonna see how much that can mean. I'm gonna see if I can actually whiff punish Dawson stand medium kick now. So many things I want to try out after this patch. And I want to see I'm just happy I didn't get any nerfs. I want to see some of these buffs, what I can turn into with them. And overall, the most interesting thing I read about was the standing heavy punch thing, but I do have my doubts of how efficient it will be. It just depends on the property change. But yeah, so it's just it's like Christmas. You know, Christmas now is just filled with stress, right? But this
I don't know where you were going with it.
This is Christmas for grown-ups. I'm excited. I can't really sleep. I kind of want to stay up until I can download the patch because this is my Christmas.
Okay.
Christmas is great, but it's a stressful time and it's not like it used to be. And you always kind of have this idea of what Christmas should be. But now you have Christmas from Capcom tonight, and it's just too good. It's just, I'm so excited. It's like playing a brand new game. It's better than a brand new game because it's an old game that's changed. How good can it get? It cannot get better than that, Jammerz. It's an old game that you love to play that is changed for the last time, and it's so interesting to see. Christmas all over again. 11-year-old Veggey is hype. What about you, Jammerz?
I'm looking forward to experiment with a lot of characters. My job's going to be put in full effect tomorrow because I've got to make notes on all 45 characters from now until the next big event I've got to do. So it's going to be, this is where I've got to put my money where my mouth is. So I've got to get down to work and probably dial back on playing a little bit. But I'll be doing a lot of lab work. We will see. But I'm going to clip what you said, and then when you do lose to a Dalsim, I'm going to throw that clip back in your face.
I said I was going to try.
You did say that. However, I'm still going to throw the clip back in your face. Anyway,
do that. That's lovely.
Will be it from us. This was the last set on the current patch. When we come back with another episode of sets, it will be on the new patch. We are trying to get a couple of surprise lineups for you, so do keep an eye out for Capcom Fighters in the upcoming weeks. Until then, take care, and we'll see you on the new patch. What do you want, Richard?
Don't forget, Jammerz. It has to be said, the Prophet was right. Dalsim, we all knew it. It was a fun year. Now we'll see if we'll continue this meme or if the meme is dead. We had a great run this season, guys. I really enjoyed every episode. I enjoyed how everyone was joining in on that meme, even the Dalsim player at some point. And I need to remind you of one thing, that even though Jammerz is embarrassed that we are from the same country, I will always be your favorite Brit. And I just served you your last cup of tea.